by a lonely prison wall, he heard a young girl calling. Michael, they have taken you away, for you stole to Valiant's court, so the young might see the more. Now a prisoner ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. A lonely prison wall, he heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crowd, I rebelled, he cut me down. Now you must raise a child with dignity. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. A lonely harbour wall, she watched the last star falling, as a prison ship sailed out against the sky. For she lived in hope and prayed for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. I was 18 years old when I went down to Dublin with a fistful of money and a carload of dreams. Take your time, said me father, stop rushing like hell. Remember, all is not what it seems to be. For those fellows would catch you for the coats on your back, or the watch that you got from your mother. So take care, me young bucko, and mind yourself well, and will you give this wee note to me brother? At the time, Uncle Benji was a policeman in Brooklyn. Me father, the youngest, looked after the farm, when a phone call from America said, send the lads over. The old fella said, shoot, it wouldn't do any harm. For I'd spend my life working this dirty old ground for a few pints of porter and the smell of a pound. And maybe there's something you'll learn, or you'll see, and you can bring it back home. Me take it easy on me. So I landed at Kennedy in a big yellow taxi, carried me and me bags through the streets and the rain. Well, me poor heart was thumping around with excitement. I hardly even heard what the driver was saying. We came in the sharp pathway to the flatlands in Brooklyn, to my uncle's apartment on the East 53rd. I was feeling so happy, I was humming his song. I sang, "You're as free as a bird." Well, the short in the story, what I found out that day was that Benji got shot down in an uptown foray. And while I was flying my way to New York, for Benji was lying in a cold city morgue. Well, I phoned up the old fella, told him the news. I could tell he could hardly stand up in his shoes. And he wept as he told me, go ahead with the plan, and not to forget, be a proud Irishman. So I went up to Nelly's beside Fordham Road. I started to learn about lifting the load. But the heaviest thing that I carried that year was a bittersweet thoughts of my hometown so dear. I went home that December 'cause the old fella died, and to borrow the money from a fill on the side. And all the bright flowers and brass couldn't hide the poor wasted face of me father. I sold up the old farmyard for what it was worth. Into my bag stuck a handful of earth. Then I boarded a train and I caught me a plane. I found myself back in the US again. It's been 22 years since I set foot in Dublin. Me kids know to use the correct knife and fork, but I'll never forget the green grass and the rivers as I keep law and order on the streets of New York. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Clap for the poor. Brother Walfred had spoken. All cultures, all creeds, we will welcome them all. Our spirits and prides will never be broken. His words resonated round St. Mary's Hall. 125 years, the story of glory and tears. This is the story of Celtic, the seal of the white and the green, the white and the green, the white and the green. Then came a man, the bold Willie Maley. He brought us great names like McCrory and Quinn. The faithful would come, they'd come in their thousands. They'd come for a glimpse of this glorious team. The Celts were a club on the rise, and Glasgow's East End came alive. This is the story and the green, the white and the green, the white and the green. Down through the years, we've seen many heroes: Johnston, McNeil, Tommy Burns, Paul McStay. The jungle will roar, the whole world will hear us. This is a place where legends are made. In Lisbon, Seville and Milan, they've written his story so grand. They've written the story of Celtic, the tale of the white and the green, the white and the green, the white and the green. Wherever you roam, wherever life takes you, when the wind shakes you, remember these words. Our spirits in pride will never be broken, for we are all part of the white and the green. 125 years, story of glory and tears. This is the story of Celtic, tale of the white and the green. 125 years, story of glory and tears. This is the story of Celtic, tale of the white and the green, the white and the green, the white and the green. Over and over we will follow you. Over and over we will see you through. We are Celtic supporters, faithful through and through. And over we will see you through. If you go to Germany, you'll see us there. France or Spain, it's all the same. We'll go anywhere. We'll be there to cheer you as you travel round. You can take us anywhere, we won't let you down. Over and over we will follow you. Over and over we will see you through. We are Celtic supporters, faithful through and through. And over we will follow you. If you go to Lisbon, we'll go once again. In Zaire you'll find us there, calling out your name. When you need supporting, you will always know we'll be right there with you everywhere you go. Over and over we will follow you. Over and over we will see you through. We are Celtic supporters, faithful through and through. And over we will follow you. Over Celtic supporters, faithful through and through. And over and over, we will follow you. And over and over, we will follow you. The higher you build your barriers, the taller I become. The more you take my rights away, faster I will run. You can't deny me, you can decide to turn your face away, no matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. Oh, you're doing me wrong, so wrong. Thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, something inside so strong. The more you refuse to hear my voice, the louder I will sing. You hide behind the walls of Jericho, your lies will come tumbling. Deny my place in time, you've squandered wealth that's mine. My light's gonna shine so brightly it's gonna blind you. Something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. Though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. Thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, something inside so strong. Brothers and sisters, when you insist we're just not good enough, but we know better, just look him in the eyes and say, we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. Something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. Though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. Thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, something inside so strong. Something inside so strong. I've been a wild drover for many's a year. I spent all me money on whiskey and beer. Now I'm returning with gold in great store. I never will play the wild drover no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more. Will I play the wild rover? No, never, no more. I went to a nail house I used to frequent, and I told the landlady me money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such custom as you I can have any day, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. She reached in me pockets to find what she might, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, I have whiskey and wines of the best. Those words that I told you were only in jest, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. I'll go home to my parents, confess what I've done, and ask them to pardon their prodigal son. When they caressed me as oft times before, I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. For those who are in love, there's a song that's warm and tender. For those who are oppressed, in song we can protest. Liberate your mind, give your soul expression. Open up your hearts, we'll sing for you this song. Let the people sing the stories and their song, the music of their native land. Their lullabies, their battle cries, songs of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand, all across this ancient land. Throughout the test of time, it was music that kept our spirits free. Those songs of yours and of mine. This land is your land, this land is my land. From the northern highlands to the western islands, from the hills of Kerry.
Good evening and a warm welcome to Celtic TV's YouTube broadcast of the Glasgow Cup final at Ibrox. A Celtic FC B look to try and win back the Glasgow Cup from their city rivals, who they face tonight. Friends and family are in attendance at Ibrox, but the support, despite being small in numbers, will no doubt be massive for the young Hoops. It's been a real season of progress for Darren O'Dea and Stephen McManus' side. Can they add a trophy to the Celtic Park cabinet? Also, a very warm welcome to my co-commentator tonight, the Academy coach, Willie McNabb. Willie, you've no doubt seen a lot of these young Celts grow from children to young men. What are you expecting from tonight's action at Ibrox?
Yeah, I think first of all it's excellent. It's just a really good occasion for these young players. I think Mick and Darren have been speaking at in the lead up to the final as well, but I haven't seen so many of these young men kind of come through the academy and develop. So even guys like Magnus McKenzie, who played in the under-18s Youth Cup last week, and you've got guys like Kel Ewer, Corey Thompson, Daniel Kelly on the bench as well. So it'll be a wonderful occasion for the young lads tonight.
Yeah, well, you talk about the bench there, Wally, in the starting 11. Let's go through that. So number 1 for the Celtic FC B, it's Josh Clark in goal. We've got Ben McPherson, Matthew Anderson, who captains the side, Bosun Lowell, Mitchell Robertson, Mackenzie Cars, Rocco Vata, Sanello Litsoza, Adam Brooks, Ben Summers, and of course Magnus McKenzie. And on the substitutes bench for Celtic we have Dylan Corr, Joe Morrison, goalkeeper, Kyle Ewer, Corey Thompson, Daniel Kelly, Bruno Davison and Ben Quinn. So Willie, you've spoken about the Youth Cup final, the under-18s, and how well Celtic played in that game, especially from an attacking point of view. You're expecting pretty much the same. That's what the academy and this club are doing now. It's all very aligned, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see that. Even you'll see tonight the B team playing. It's very, very similar to where the first team will be playing. You can see that having a trickle-down effect to the 18s and 16s and so on. So I would fully expect the B team to line up, especially out of possession, how we go and press and how we play in possession. Well,
Rangers emerge from the tunnel at their home ground, Ibrox Stadium. The sun is shining. You'll remember back in 2019, the last time Celtic won the Glasgow Cup, it was at Paradise. Robbie Dees, who plays for Inverness, Caledonian Thistle now, he got the winner. It was a late winner, and you might be wondering why the stadium is at Rangers' home ground. It tends to be rotated amongst the clubs, Wally, and it so be tonight. It's at Ibrox.
Yeah, and it's just something different for the players to contend with as well. You're playing a cup final against your rivals, playing at their stadium as well. We've also had it here at Celtic Park, as he said. We've also played it Firhill over the years as well, but again, it's just another part of that development for the young players.
The Youth Cup final last week, it was eventful to say the least. A 6-5 scoreline, extra time. I think they'll be glad they just never went to penalties in the end, but I can imagine winning at this club, winning trophies, that's the uniqueness about Celtic, Wally, is that you get to win trophies. You breed that mentality from such a young age. Yeah,
that's the key word that you've just said, Dylan, is mentality. It's something that the head of the academy, Chris McCart's been speaking about a lot recently, is about a winning mentality. I think you need to have that at a club like Celtic. By all means you need to have that character, the technical ability, but winning's synonymous with a club like Celtic as well. And even starting at these young age groups, these young lads who are playing tonight, they want to win, but they'll want to win doing it in their style, in the way that we want to play our style of football.
Team photograph just before the game. Matthew Anderson will be taking the team into the huddle. Probably a good chance now to go through the Rangers team. As you can see there, Alex Lowry in amongst the Rangers starting 11. We've got Lewis Budanauskas, Hartness, Alan McKinnon and Robbie Fraser, the captain for Rangers. Bailey Rice in defensive midfield. Number 8, as you can see there, Alex Lowry. We've got Aaron Lyle. We expect them to be in a 3, Wally. And then up front, of course, Zach Lovelace, Ross McCausland and of course Robbie Ewer leading the line. So again, that Youth Cup final, we've seen how the two teams played. Zach Lovelace played in that game, he was sent off. So we're expecting the game to be similar in terms of, will Rangers play the same way as the under-18s did last week?
Yeah, hopefully they do, because it means that we'll come away with this trophy as well. But yeah, I think they probably will, the way they'll approach it, possibly that 4-3-3 in possession, but they'll probably flip to a 4-4-2 diamond, and that's just to try and stop us on the build-up. So it'll be interesting to see how we react against that, but I don't think it will change our style of how we try to play, but they'll certainly give us problems at the top end of the pitch.
I've just seen the Celtic side now go into the pre-match huddle. Matthew Anderson leading the charge in that huddle, and hopefully this will be the start of another successful evening for this young Celtic side. Just seen the sides switched ends there, Wally. You think the sunlight's maybe something to do with that?
Possibly, aye. There might be something in that as well. teams are maybe get certain superstitions that if they go and win the toss, what side they want to go to as well. But I'm pretty sure that won't affect us in any way.
Adam Brooks, a deadly finisher, of course. He'll be looking for a few chances tonight. It's hard to imagine this is going to be a 0-0 draw. Hopefully not give it the commentators curse, Willie, especially after last week in the under-18s. And as Celtic get the game underway, shooting towards the Broomland Road stand. And Rangers attacking the Copeland Road end. We've seen the sun just shining towards the Copeland Road box. And here's Ben Summers on the ball. Of course, he made his debut for the first team back in April, away to Kilmarnock. Obviously, you've worked with all these young men as children, Wally. It must have been, you know, quite a feeling to see, you know, guys like Ben Summers, Rocco Vata make their debut.
That's fantastic. It's really good for the younger kids coming through to see that belief in the process. There's a real opportunity for the young players coming through.
Well, here's Ben Summers, a quick corner kick. And Rangers get the ball away. You can just see that's the mentality that's so similar to the first team, quick off the corners, Willie.
Yeah, it just taking advantage of the disorganisation of the opposition as well, and that'll allow you, even you see free kicks, the amount of the goals that you see the first team scored just now, it's just because of that disorganisation for the opposition, and they're never going to be able to keep that up for the 90 minutes.
It's a good turn again from Summers, looks to get the shot away, but it's blocked, and Rangers look to maybe try and get a reply of their own here. Here's Zach Lovelace, sent off in the Youth Cup final last week for 2 acts of simulation, and he's driving at the Celtic box, but that's well defended by Litch Souza and Bosun Lowell. And the ball goes out. But Celtic have started okay so far, Willie. They've corner kick, so positive, and they're on the front foot. Yeah,
you can see there's a couple of opportunities there. You see Ben making the runs down the sides in between full back and centre back as well, but that just shows you the defensive capabilities as well. You see Sanello getting back in, and Lovelace will be a bit of a threat, particularly on transitions with his pace and power, but really well dealt with there.
Well, it's not the start that Jack Hartness would have wanted in a Rangers jersey. He's went down injured. Don't really know what happened there. It looked like maybe just a slight off the ball issue, but that won't be a good sign for Rangers. If they'll have to maybe make a change if he's not going to be able to see the game through. He's shaking his head, so it doesn't look good. And there is Ange Postecoglou in attendance. He was at the Youth Cup final, of course, and he's here again tonight as well. And that's big for these young players as well. And seeing the manager in attendance.
It's massive as well. And sometimes it just takes that wee bit of luck as well. You do something that catches the eye of the manager, how you go and work, what you do off the ball, what you do on the ball. So it's brilliant to see when you see the manager taking an interest as well. And it was interesting seeing there, you see guys like Stephen Welsh, who would have played in these types of games, under 18s manager, Stuart McLaren, and also who we were speaking about earlier, Martin Miller, who was the head of children's programme before myself, and who's worked with a lot of these players in the past as well.
Yeah, he was obviously massive in the careers of the likes of Callum McGregor and Kieran Tierney.
Yeah, they were. We were speaking about that off air, that I think as a youth coach, it's about how you make people feel. A lot of people always talk about how you made them feel, how you spoke to them, the relationships you can build with them, versus rather than, he had fantastic training sessions and he used to do this and that. So it just shows you how much the relationship building is important at youth level.
Oh, here's the incident. Looks like he's it looks like a hamstring injury there. That's pretty frustrating for Hartness at Rangers. A minute into the cup final, and looks like he's got a pulled hamstring. The Rangers are going to have to make a change, and we'll get a bit of confirmation in a minute, but it's Hartness that will be coming off. That's a devastating blow for him.
Yeah, it will be. It's probably just that first run that Ben Summers has made, that run in between full back and centre back. Unfortunately for the lad as well, because they put a lot of preparation in it, but hopefully it's something that we can take advantage of now.
Now Kelsey Ewan comes on. He is centre back by trade. He might have to just slot in at right back tonight, so that's a bit of a game plan up in the air for the Rangers youth side.
Yeah, and sometimes centre backs, they're not the most comfortable at coming into these wide areas, so hopefully we can take advantage of it.
Well, here he is, he's coming forward as Rangers attack the sun, and the ball just goes wide from Robbie Orr. See how bright the sun is down that end. It must have been, definitely a change from the Rangers goalkeeper wanting to go up the other end.
Yeah, it was definitely a ploy in that.
Well, here's Bosun Lowell. Can let Souza keep it in, he can't.
So that's unfortunate. I think that's where we'll get the joy, see, especially if Rangers want to press in that narrow diamond in midfield. It'll probably stop us from getting the full-back on the ball in the middle area, but it'll certainly, either for Sanello popping out or the wide player dropping down, it'll allow us to go round them maybe rather than through them.
4 minutes gone. We have had a bit of a stoppage with Jack Hartness going off injured. Kelsey Ewan coming on for Rangers. Here's Bailey Rice, 16 years of age, signed from Motherwell. And earlier in the season, he plays the ball to McKinnon. Rangers look to try and build something, but here's Souza pressuring the Rangers centre back. And Rangers win the throw in, but that's good pressure from Celtic. Yeah,
it's excellent. It actually starts from Magnus Mackenzie on the left hand side. He actually presses on the outside of the Rangers centre back, which forces him back into or back over to the other side rather than letting him easily switch a play. So although Magnus didn't win the ball there, it was a really good setup to allow Sanello to jump.
And Boston Law out, of course, also in and around the first team scene. Summers looks to try and find Magnus Mackenzie, but it's only went as far as a Rangers player. But Celtic back in possession. Mackenzie Cars, a goal scorer at the Rangers training centre earlier in the season, and a 3-1 win on the way to the final. Summers, and that's headed back to Budanowskis. Celtic just trying to find their way in the game.
Yeah, you can see in the middle of the park there. I think that's where, if we can get a grip of that, we can really take control of the game, Dylan. We've got a lot of energy in there. You've got Bailey Rice and Alec Lowry for Rangers, who are good football players, but I would question what they can do on defensive transition. So if we can bite and snap in there just like that and then go and hopefully keep possession of the ball, I think that's where we can get a grip of the game.
Well, that's brilliant from Anderson, and that's a slide through ball for Brooks. Gets the ball into the box, a chance for Celtic, and it's just so close for Rocco Vata, but he just misses it. That's a big opportunity, but Celtic still on the attack. McPherson, and Celtic look to build again. That was a good opportunity there, Willie.
Yeah, really good. You can see that run in between full back and centre back. A great area, great pick up.
And Summers looking, here's Souza, looks for Adam Brooks. Can he get the shot away? Looking back to Souza, and it's come off his own player, and it goes by for a goal kick. Unlucky from Celtic.
Yeah, really unfortunate, but again, it's the defensive positioning behind the ball, Dale, and it allows us to go and press him and get that counter press on. So it doesn't allow Rangers to build in any way. And the little one just before that as well, it's really good play. It's actually Rocco coming in at the back post. You've seen guys like Jota, Alila Bada do that a lot for the first team, getting in between the sticks, if you want to call it that, and creating loads of opportunities early on.
Well, Souza gets a shot away, but it goes away for the goal kick. Rangers obviously got the foul there. Mackenzie Carr's penalised. It's a great goal he scored at the Rangers training centre back on the 2nd of April. A 3-1 win. Of course, Rangers were defeated here at Ibrox by the Celtic B team in the Scottish Lowland League by, of course, a 3-1 deficit. As Rangers come on the attack now. Ball comes into the box, and that's dealt with by Mitchell Robertson. Goes away for a Rangers throw.
Yeah, you can see there when given a bit of time, Lowry will cause you a wee bit of problems and try and open the play. That's a lot of Rangers style, that they'll try to get the ball in central and then try and open out the other side. And I think it's important that we can, when we do get them in the sides, we'll lock them in there and we just really go and condense that space for them.
And here is Alex Lowry. That's good pressing by Celtic. Rice looking for Ure, and it's well dealt with by Clark. There's Matthew Anderson. Summers back to Anderson as he goes over the halfway line. Captain's armband, and the ball just goes away for a throw. That'll be disappointing, Willie.
Yeah, it was a wee opportunity there. That was the one that we spoke about. If we can get round the outsides of Rangers, it's uncharacteristics from Maggie there, but I think that's, you see Ben Summers even dropping in as well. Sometimes he'll play that more advanced state, but he'll drop in and be hard to pick up.
Ewan. Summers penalised for a foul, but unlucky there, I would imagine. He's really pressing Kelsey Ewan, and he's just caught him a bit late.
Yeah, he probably has there, yeah. But again, it shows you even Magnus Mackenzie round the ball there as well. We've actually got a 2v1 in our favour to go and win it. So you can see in this situation here, the idea is not to let Rangers out the other side. We can lock them in there and then go and nip. it stops him from getting any sort of momentum on their build-up.
Badanauskas in goal. McKinnon looking for Lyle. It's unlucky again for Celtic. He's rode the tackle well, still going, and he does get the free kick. Aaron Lyle. You just see this one again. He does quite well to get away from the Celtic press, Wally.
It does. I suppose from our point of view, it's good that every time that he gets out a challenge, there's another one coming. There's a bit of wave there, but it was initially a good setup when we forced that ball into that area. There's bodies around the ball. We're just unfortunate at that time.
There's Rice looking for the Rangers captain Fraser. It's Robbie Oor. And he's just looking for Lovelace there, but it's well dealt with by Bosun Lowell. Rangers come back again with Ross McCausland. It's Oor for an option. Is he going to go for the shot? Handball shouts. Here's Alex Lowry, gets it onto the left. 1-2, back to Lowry, goes for the chip, and it goes over the Celtic bar. Still 0-0 at Ibrox. 10 minutes gone in the Glasgow Cup final.
I think if you're speaking to Darren and Stephen there, they'd be wanting a lot more pressure on the ball and around the box. It was actually similar to a goal the 18s conceded last week in the Cup final, where we have to go and press a wee bit better in and around that area.
Here's Summers. That's well cut out by Lewis McKinnon. Here's Bailey Rice. Here's Zach Lovelace. Looks to get it onto the right foot. Here's Lowry, goes for the shot, and that's well collected by Josh Clark.
See, just on Rangers build up there, Rocco's just jumped a wee bit too early. It allows the ball to go in behind him, and it means that Ben McPherson's out of position. You can see Bosun doesn't want to get pulled into that area, so I think if Rocco just holds his movement here just for a wee second, the ball goes back the way, and rather than us defend their own 18-yard box, we are pressing Rangers 10 yards in their own half.
Well, Rangers pick up the ball again as Lowry looks for Zach Lovelace. Can Lowell deal with him? And Zach Lovelace has picked up the possession. Here's Lyle, back to Lowry. Gets it on to the left foot. Shouts again for a handball. Here's Alex Lowry, the ball's in the net. But no worries, it's a Celtic free kick.
It's just a couple of times Lowry's run off as Rangers are building on that left-hand side that he's just ghosted into those little areas. So he needs to either be McKenzie or Sorrello just being aware of that, or if one of our centre-backs need to step forward as well. So it's been a wee dangerous thing just in the last couple of minutes.
It looks like he's going to be a big challenge for the Celtic side to deal with tonight, Alex Lowry. Here's what Sousa. Celtic look to try and get that typical Ange Postecoglou type move and attack. Here's what Sousa. There's handball shouts there, and Celtic have the free kick in a very dangerous area. Yeah,
and good in the build-up there. You see Sanello just popping out a little bit, and that causes real problems. You can see that the Rangers midfield player didn't know whether to stick or twist a wee bit. So if you can manage to get Sanello or even Ben Summers on the left-hand side just to pop out, allows those runs. You'll see Rocco, you'll see Magnus stay a little bit high and stretch the Rangers defence as well.
The referee just having a word with Robbie Fraser. I suppose that was quite a deliberate handball. And there's a free kick to Celtic. 13 minutes gone at Ibrox in the Glasgow Cup final. Darren O'Dea there just takes his seat. We're hoping this can lead to a goal scoring opportunity for the young Celts. As the referee just gets the wall ready. McCausland and Lyle. Summers. Back to McPherson now. Celtic look to go short. That's brilliant from Cars. Vata. He's dispossessed. That's brilliant from Lowell. Can he get in again? And the referee is going to blow for a foul.
He's just a wee bit unfortunate on that foul there, but the first one's good. I think as a centre-back, especially if we've got that free kick high up the pitch, we are a good 10-15 yards in the Rangers half. If Bosun drops off 5 yards, Lovelace just turns and gets at us, so at least they forced him back the way, and I was just a wee bit unfortunate in the foul there.
Aaron Lyle. There's Rice. So it looks like he's dropping deeper in between the centre-backs. Celtic look to try and get the ball. You can see what they're trying to do. So unlucky.
Yeah, it was good. You see again the press on the outside of the Rangers right centre-back, which forces it across. you see Rocco jump this time, which was good, and then that chain of reaction, Ben McPherson in behind, and we're really unfortunate because if Snello goes and wins that, we're on the transition and going at them. So really good press set up by the young players there.
And what's amazing about the first team, the B team and the academy, Wally, is how effective Celtic are on the transition.
We are. It's that break or build. You say if you can win it high up the pitch, then can you break in the opposition and take advantage of disorganisation, or do you be calm and build the play?
Well, here's Lovelace with a bit of space. Gets the ball onto his right foot. Wants to get the shot underway and shouts for a handball. Not much Lowell knew about that, and the referee plays on, and rightfully so. Here's McKenzie. Drags that one out of play, but no shout there for a penalty.
No, it's a difficult one for Bosun to try and deal with there. I think probably the one that we can do better on is Bemley's defending 1v1. Don't let Lovelace back inside. That's what he's going to look to do. Keep him on the outside, and at least if they go and cross, we can deal with that out in that area.
Rangers try and build the attack. Lyle to the Northern Irishman, Lewis McKinnon. Lowry looking for that pass. Lovelace up against Bosun. Lowell, and that is a foul for Celtic. Zach Lovelace will be hoping for a better evening than he did last week, Wally. Yeah,
well, he was a threat to us while he was in the pitch a couple of times, but he's prone to do things like that and throw himself into the ground, etc., when he's actually got a decent bit of ability. But we've actually dealt well with him on that side so far, Ben and Bosun.
Oh, that's a poor pass. Here's Robbie Hoare. He's got the shot, and he really should do better. It's 0-0 still, and Rangers have probably the biggest chance of the game so far.
Yeah, massive. It really should be 1-0. I'm not too sure what's kind of happened there in the build-up. You can see it going back to Bosun. It's a really slack ball. He's trying to go out the other side, but it's probably just easier to go back into Mitch and break that first press.
Big chance for Rangers. Robbie Hoare has had first team exposure. He really should have done much better than that. Lowell. Ben McPherson.
So you can see that we set up. Rangers try to go with that diamond with Lowry at the top, just trying to stop us playing centrally to make it difficult for the fullbacks going in. But when that happens, we're going to get space around the outside, so we just need to be patient with that.
Hopefully we'll get to see that in action. Lowell, as Celtic look to try and build from the back. Look like they're going to go back to his goalkeeper and Josh Clark. There's Cars under pressure, but back to his goalkeeper he goes. And let Souza. Celtic unlucky again, but Rangers pick up the ball with Aaron Lyle. Here's Lovelace. Wants to get onto the right foot, gets the shot away, and it's high and into the stand. But Rangers getting on the front foot a bit, which will be a bit concerning, I imagine, for Darren and Stephen.
Yeah, and it's coming down that left-hand side as well. We spoke about it earlier on, and it's coming down that left-hand side. Lowry's just breaking that line. We actually do well to snuff that out, but we're starting to get bodies round the ball. Somebody really needs to go and engage it there. You see Bosun can even go and have a nip. We speak to the kids about going the last yard that you get there, but it's, good players will kill you on that last yard, so we need to go and engage the ball a little bit earlier.
Anderson. Celtic have won every game in the Glasgow Cup so far. Rangers can't say the same because they lost to Celtic on the way to the final. Anderson looking for options. Ben Summers back to Anderson. That's good from Celtic. He's just looking for that pass of Adam Brooks.
That was better on the build-up there, Dale. We just played it 2 or 3 passes. You can see Ure and Lovelace don't want to chase. So we can go and break that first press. I think it's just that middle to front area. We just need to be a wee bit more patient. These areas here we've been okay so far, but once we get in higher up the pitch, just being a wee bit more patient and wait until that opportunity comes.
We'll go out, and you can see the positioning of McPherson in the inverted right back row, but Rangers pick up the ball. McCausland, tricky winger, but out of tricks there. As Souza picks up the ball, and this is a chance now for Celtic to get Brooks through the middle. Magnus McKenzie onto the left foot, that's brilliant, goes for the shot, and the shot just didn't match the build-up, but still 0-0, but that was very good build-up, Wally.
It was better. You can see Brooksy having a wee bit of a pop at Maggie there, because I think if you see here, see if he just plays now, you see Brooksy, any good striker will tell you they want in that area, so you see Brooksy, he's having to recycle his run again, But better, and it gives us that option of going on the outside as well.
Celtic pick up the loose ball. Rocco Vata now up against Fraser. Gets into the box. Can he get the shot away? He's got the cross in, but that's well collected by Lewis Budanauskas.
Yeah, you can see Rocco, he's a bag of tricks. I think if we can get him in the ball higher up the pitch, he's going to cause problems. A completely different player to Magnus McKenzie, who's probably going to run in behind for you and maybe link the play a bit, where Rocco's going to unlock. He's going to take people on 1 versus 1 as well.
20 minutes gone, 0-0. I think it might have been about 2-1 at this stage in the Youth Cup final last week.
I'm pretty sure it was about 4 each at this time there. Felt like that anyway.
Ben Summers just looking for the run of Anderson, but he's got the free kick, so that's good for Celtic.
Yeah, and you see the bodies around that side of the ball as well. Dylan Ben makes that run underneath. You've got Sorello across, you've got Magnus McKenzie, so we're trying to outnumber them there, get that wee bit of numerical superiority. But if we can get it in central and go out the other side, that's what's going to kill them, especially when they're playing that narrow diamond.
Oh well. Made his debut for the first team back in the Scottish Cup match against Greenock Morton. As McCausland has another bite at Celtic player, and the referee is going to have a word. And you see this one again. Yeah, he's maybe lucky not to get a yellow card there.
He probably is. I think he's probably in his final warning. But again, I think it's really important that potentially, certainly at this level as well, being able to dominate and destroy 1 versus 1. So you see Ben there keeping in possession of the ball, making it difficult for the Rangers player as well.
That's a good pass to find Ben Summers. He's got the beating of McCausland, but McCausland then comes away with the ball. Kelsey Ewan looks for Robbie Ewer. And the referee gives the throw to Celtic. That's Souza. Vata. Ben McPherson. Back to Litsoza. That's lovely. And Rocco Vata just looking to unlock this Rangers defence. And they get the ball away, but only as far as Lowell, as Celtic try and impose their style of play on this Rangers team. Anderson. Ben Summers.
So that's better. They see that's 3 or 4 times it went from side to side, and it makes it difficult for especially the 2 players on the side of the diamond for Rangers to get across and just be patient. You can see that the ball goes up, it's just coming straight back at them again. So much better from Celtic in terms of just being patient in that attacking moment.
It's almost like Lovelace and Ur are the forward 2 now, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what we said, out of possession they'll drop into that 4-4-2 diamond, and then you end up with the likes of Lowry getting forced deeper. You look at the Rangers midfield, Lyle, McCausland, look at how deep they're having to play just now.
And the ball goes away, and it is a Rangers throw. That'll be disappointing for Celtic after a good passage of play. David McCallum there had a stint in charge of the Rangers first team. You'll remember it was a League Cup semi-final. Rangers won Hibernian 3, and it was a cup Celtic went on to win.
There's a surprise.
Souza. Rangers just having a little nibble at Celtic. And a bit of frustration starting to come into their game. Not seeing as much of the ball as they were. Robertson.
Yep.
Litsoza finds Summers under pressure. Back to Litsoza. And he loses out. Here's McCausland. And that just comes back to Celtic. The calm head. Bosun Lowell.
And that's good there. See that position there. See, because Bosun just turns and faces forward, we're now attacking Rangers rather than if he turns and goes back to the goalkeeper. It just brings pressure onto us.
That's brilliant. Here's Adam Brooks with a chance! And just like the first team, this team never stops. Rangers gave up on it. Matthew Anderson got the ball into the box, and Adam Brooks puts Celtic ahead in the Glasgow Cup final.
Just sheer determination there from Matty Anderson. that run in between the sort of 6-yard box and the 18-yard box, he does ever so well. Brooksy's in there, 2-touch finish, but we're actually talking about it. If you rewind it all the way back, it comes from Bosun. If Bosun goes back to his goalkeeper there, that allows Rangers to come 20 yards up the pitch. Because he turns, they're still 20-30 yards deeper, and it allows us to go and do that. So excellent from Celtic.
Well, he's a deadly finisher, and he didn't have to be in that moment. McKinnon on the ball, dallying, and Matthew Anderson just takes control, and that's a great finish from Adam Brooks, gets Celtic ahead, and that will be such a confidence boost for this Celtic side.
Absolutely, something we speak to our young strikers about as well, that most goals come from in and around that double 6-yard box, and it's either 1-touch or 2-touch finishes. You look at guys like Erling Haaland, he scored basically 99.9% of his goals either 1-touch, 2-touch finish in there, and you see Brooksy just being patient, cut back in there, 2-touch finish, excellent.
And it's 1-0 at Ibrox, Celtic ahead against Rangers, and the ball goes forward. Here's Ur, and Celtic will just get on top of that through Josh Clark. And like anything, Wally, after you score, you just want to be pretty sure that you're going to stay ahead in the moments afterwards.
Aye, and the way that you do that is you keep playing your football. Brilliant, Rocco, really good.
Oh, excellent from Rocco Vata. And he's got the option from Anderson. Can they move the ball? Could be double trouble for Rangers. McKenzie looks for Vata on the left now. Magnus McKenzie. Anderson's there as well. Anderson back to Litsoza, lets the ball run to Summers. Lovely turn, and the ball goes for a corner. They're turning it on now, this Celtic side. So
we spoke about it just earlier about the importance of 1 versus 1. You see Rocco dominate his 1v1, Ben Summers go and dominate his 1v1. But that's what we're speaking about. See, because of that narrow diamond, just be patient in the build-up, get those runners in for midfield, and you'll create opportunities.
Summers goes for the shot, and it's over the bar and into the Brimlin Road end. But Celtic very much on top. We spoke, Wally, Ange Postecoglou is in attendance at Ibrox. That's a goal that he would have really liked to have seen.
Absolutely, and that's if these young men are going to make that step from the B team into the first team, that's the things they're going to be asked to do in those certain areas. So it's great to see lots of that coming through.
And Rangers playing out from the back, dangerous with this Celtic side. Back to Budanauskas. Looks for Ewan, but that's well cut out by the captain Matthew Anderson, who was so instrumental in that goal.
He was, and it's just sheer desire that gets him there in the first place, and that goes into your 1 versus 1 where he dominates or destroys that 1 versus 1, which allows it to go and play. So something that we're really big on in the academy moment is about being comfortable in those 1v1 situations. You see them happen all over the pitch, different areas, and just being comfortable at taking the ball under pressure.
Robertson steps forward, Summers, that's brilliant, and he looks for the ball of Vata. Is he going to get in here? Can Vata get round the goalkeeper? He doesn't, but you can see the danger in this Celtic side, and you know the mistakes are, the patterns are there for this Rangers side. It's happening across all their teams at the minute, and they're there'll be a bit of worry there.
Yeah, you see Ben Summers again. I think McCausland and Lyle can't deal with him on that side because they don't have the legs to get out and put pressure on. So that's always going to be that outball, and especially those little runs in behind fullback as well.
Free kick to Celtic. Lowry just penalising, or being penalised for the foul on Mackenzie Cars, as you see here. No arguments there. Has a little nibble, but Celtic on the attack. Gets the ball in, and it's another corner. Will they go short?
Yeah, even the free kick there as well, that's 2 we've had out that wide area. Just get down and play and just take advantage of the opponent's disorganisation.
Ben McPherson. Here's Celtic again going short from the corner. And that one just runs for another corner kick from Rocco Vata this time. Summers over this one. Oh, at what point did they decide to go long, Wally? You know, they always tend to go short.
Yeah, I think sometimes, like so that one there, Rangers are probably already set up in position, so the probably better option there is if you can't get one out, you can go and deliver, because we have got boys in there that can go and affect the game, but you can see from there it's overhit and it's back out for a Rangers throw in. You would probably rather them play short, keep possession of the ball, start your build up again and have another chance to go and attack them.
Well, half an hour near enough gone at Ibrox. Might be able to hear the young Celtic fans in the crowd. They certainly made themselves heard at Hampden Park last week. It's fantastic to see young Celtic fans getting the bug. There's McPherson looking for Vata. Fraser just backing off. He knows the danger of Rocco Vata. Back to McPherson. Celtic just bossing possession at the minute. And that'll really please Darren and Stephen, I would imagine, will it?
Yeah, well, you want to be in possession of the ball as much as possible. That's going to allow you to impose your game.
This is a really brilliant move. Celtic are building up. Good football, McKenzie now. Back to Anderson. And just breaks down, but really good football, and it goes for a corner kick. So Celtic again not giving up on that ball, and they've got a corner out it.
It's pure energy levels as well. Even seeing it when it goes into the middle of the park, if it's not Ben Summers making that run in between full-back and centre-back, it's one of your full-backs. It's just a relentless wave of running.
Anderson, as Celtic go short from the corner once again. There's Kars. McPherson. See what Souza's ahead of him. Vata goes for goal, and it's over the bar. Still 1-0 at Ibrox to Celtic, but he maybe did have a bit better options there.
Yeah, you can see on the build-up again, the Rangers have just get deeper and deeper, so you just need to be careful on them on the counter-attack. But you it's almost like the wee horseshoe thing where it goes from one side to the other, and you just be patient. As again, I don't think Rangers have got the legs in the middle of the park to be able to deal with that, and then when we can open them up, we start to get runners in between.
It does seem like the energy levels are just much higher in the Celtic camp. Even this passage of play, Celtic are honing in on Rangers, but they've done well to get out of that. And Bhoys and Lowell. That's brilliant defending from the Irishman. McPherson. Lovelace for company. And that's brilliant from Vata. Fraser's on the deck. He's got room to run in. Vata looks for Brooks. Oh, what a goal! Adam Brooks. Right out of world-class quality. That is outstanding. It's Celtic 2, Rangers 0, and it's a double, it's a brace from Adam Brooks.
Again, going to sound like a broken record here, but it's dominating that 1 versus 1. You see Rocco's just got that bit of quality. It's really good build-up from us as well. Again, it's going round the outside, so you see him here. Great bit of quality, but you always see Brooks, he's on the move, so we're attacking those areas between 6-yard box and 18-yard box, and tell you what, 1-touch finish. Unbelievable.
That's a fantastic finish from Adam Brooks. I gave him the big build-up, deadly finisher. He's certainly living up to that tag. That is a fantastic goal, and Celtic are 2 to the good at Ibrox.
Both goals, cut-back finish. It's about being able to exploit those areas in the Rangers that are going to struggle to go and defend. But again, I think what's important for us now, nothing changes. We keep playing the way we're playing, and we keep that energy level, that intensity level out of possession, and when we have it, we'll be calm and we're causing problems in behind.
Well, what a first half that is for Celtic, and what a first half it is for Adam Brooks. Such an accomplished finisher, and he's got 2 today, and Rangers really now have to come out and play this Celtic side, and that's dangerous when this Celtic side are playing the way they are.
They will. Celtic will open up. It's that break versus build, so it's very unfortunate trying to break on them there.
And it's Lowry. And he's looking for the foul, and he's got it. And Rangers have a free kick on the edge of the area.
This is what we probably just need to be careful. You can see the identity of Rangers is to get it wide, go and make deliveries, offset plays as well. So whether this isn't a range here that maybe Lowry will fancy himself here, but we've just got to be careful in these certain areas and not to allow them a wee sniff to get back in the game.
Alex Lowry, Rangers will look to him. He is the big talent in this Rangers youth setup. He's flirting around the first team as well, so he'll look to be a big player for Rangers going forward. And it's times like this you need to look to your talented players to step up. And he's just having a chat with Zach Lovelace. And I imagine he's going to go for goal. Let's get Bailey Rice there as well. as that sun is disappearing into the Copeland Road end now, so big chance for Rangers. What can they do? Can they reply? And it's Lowry, straight off the wall, and Litsoza picks up the ball, and he's still going, and it's a push, he's pulled back there, and that's as good as you would imagine from the Celtic defensive point of view.
Excellent. It's another really good break from us as well. That for me, that's a yellow card as well. You see he rides the tackle here, really good from Sanello, and he is that powerful athletic player, Sanello, but he's excellent in possession as well, so this shows you that wee bit of desire as well.
The referee just having a word with McKinnon as frustration starts to descend onto this Rangers team. 2-0 down on their home patch, of course, even though it's a cup final. David McCallum will have lots of thoughts. Those Celtic fans behind them will be delighted with how this Celtic side have approached the game. Adam Brooks, 2 goals in this first half. He scored back in April, of course, when Rangers were defeated 3-1 in the Scottish Lowland League. Got a goal at Ibrox, and he's got 2 today. It's a great finish, of course, for that second goal. And it's one I'm looking forward to watching back. As Celtic again have possession. Here's Vata. Can they make it 3? And they do! Vata! It's 3-0! And he celebrates in front of the Rangers fans. We talked about Alex Lowry being Rangers' big talent. There's Alex. There's Rocco Vata, I should say, with the goal to put Celtic 3 to the good. Not going to see a game over. You never know, Wally, in cup finals. Yep. But that is as good as a half you would ever hope to have.
Outstanding. Again, it comes from our defensive setup as well. But it's brilliant from Magnus. We spoke about it early on, where he just delays his cross. He plays it early. It goes into Brooksy early. So it's one touch. He plays quick. Wee bit of a deflection off it, but it's brilliant from Rocco again, wanting to take people on 1 versus 1. So the coaching staff will be absolutely delighted from that, especially on that offensive transition.
Ange Postecoglou taking notes. What a first half. It does take the deflection off Connor Allen going on to the net, but that is outstanding from Celtic, and they've deserved it, Wally.
They have, apart from maybe a wee 5 minutes where Rangers had a couple of opportunities in around the box. We've really controlled the game. We've made it difficult for Rangers to try and get out and build any sort of momentum, and I think when Rangers approach this game, rather than them trying to put their style onto us, they're just trying to stop us from playing, whereas we'll always be the other way around. We'll impose our style on them.
Here they go again, Celtic. This is a really poor performance from Rangers, and as you say, Willie, you can't tell if they're trying to impose any style of football. It's all about trying to stop us, and they're not doing it.
No, they're not, and because we know that they're going to try and play that 4-4-2 diamond, and they've not got the energy to get across in that area. So if we can, this is a 3 versus 2 build up here, so if we can break that press, then we're going to cause them problems.
Here's Ur, and there is a decision to be made. It is a penalty to Rangers. Robertson takes down Ur. He's looking for the card. Referee doesn't seem that interested, but wow, what a first half. As Mitchell Robertson is penalised. Rangers have a penalty. Let's just see it back here. There's probably no complaints about that, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's a penalty. We're actually just speaking about it there, that if we can break the first press of Rangers, that's when it causes them problems. But when we start to put ourselves in a wee bit of trouble like that, especially on their offensive transition, that's when we're going to cause them problems. So just a wee example there that we can't switch off.
Now Josh Clark with the chance to be the hero in goal for Celtic, as Alex Lowry looks to get one back for Rangers, and they really need this. It's Lowry, and he slots it wide into the goal, I should say, and Rangers have one back. It's 3-1 at Ibrox. Just the reply they would have wanted after going 3-0 down, but I'd imagine it's just about continuing to do what they've been doing well, Celtic.
Yeah, we can't change our approach here. It's just unfortunate on the build-up, but we were speaking about here at 3-0 it's comfortable, but when it goes to 3-1 it just gives them that wee bit of hope as well, especially coming up to half-time. So it's important that we stay calm, stay composed, but on that build-up we just probably need to be a wee bit sharper when we're shifting the speed in the ball.
3-1 here at Ibrox. Alex Lowry gets onto the score sheet from a penalty for Rangers. But Celtic have been the better team. And they get the ball into the box, it's dangerous again, and it's cleared away by Rangers. Ewan clears the ball with his head. He goes out for a throw. You can see Stephen McManus down there, who just, I imagine, be relaying that information. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and just be calm on it. So we've got a 3 versus 2, 4 versus 3 when Mackenzie comes short. We just need to be calm, sometimes play up and over that press at times as well. And we can pick up areas like this where we can go around the outside and play around them.
There's Vatha. Celtic done well to break the press there. And here's Brooks. Is he going to be onside? He's not. The flag's up. 40 minutes gone at Ibrox. Rangers 1, Celtic 3. 2 goals from Adam Brooks. If you are just joining us on YouTube, then you've missed one peach of a game so far, especially from a Celtic perspective. And there's a long ball forward, and that just ends in the arms of Josh Clark. Robertson back to Cars. Celtic build from the back. Oh wow, that's superb. Summers. He goes out, but you can see what Celtic are trying to do, Willie.
Yeah, they're trying to take it under pressure. The easy thing to do would just be to go and launch it and play up the pitch, but that's not our style to do that. We need to find different solutions to get out there. So different solution was Ben coming underneath the ball, and he probably doesn't need to play it with that much pace as well, just kind of roll it into Matthew's feet, and it's another way of trying to get out.
Yeah. The referee not interested for the foul, but Celtic are back in. And Lowry's just had a little nibble at Cars. It's been a few times. Referee is going to book Alex Lowry, and he is the first to go into the book for the referee.
Again, just an example of when Rangers transition to defence, they find it difficult to deal with our speed, and they're now a bit of aggression as well. So it's good for Mackenzie in there, so that makes it even more difficult for guys like Lowry to try and put us under pressure when they know that if we get a yard away from them, they've not got that pace to recover.
Robertson stands over this one, just inches into the Celtic half, goes back to Lowell. Cars looks for McPherson, and you can see he's probably going to go for Rocco Vatha. The ball just rolls out.
So you can see that when they're dealing, when Rocco picks up, you get the forward run from Sanello, but then you get the sporting run underneath from Ben McPherson. Probably just should go central in there to Ben, that allows us to keep it. But even just on our build-up, when you see Mitch and you see Bosun picking up the ball, see if they just open their shoulders ever so slightly, and just that technical point allows to go round the outside the Rangers and hopefully break that first press.
And here's Alex Lowry, scored via the penalty spot. The referee isn't having that one. Lowry complains. There's Anderson. Back to Matthew Anderson. It's into the Rangers box. Can they deal with it? Ewan heads away. It's only gone as far as Ben Summers. Wow. Oh, brilliant from Summers through the legs. Superb. Ball into the box. It's dangerous, but it just trickles out of play. It's a goal kick to Rangers.
It's a great piece of individual ability again, and it's having those special players in possession of the ball, and it's something that we try and do throughout the academies. Have players that are comfortable, and that's going to unlock defences like Rangers are dropping deeper and deeper, but having that bit of quality allows us to go and do that.
McKinnon look for options, chips the ball into midfield, finds Ross McCausland. Robbie Orr. Here's Aaron Lyle. Celtic won't want to concede a second goal. Here's Lowry, and that's well defended by McPherson, but Rangers still on the front foot. Lyle. And Bosun Lowell just defends well, takes no chances.
It does, and again, it's probably where Rangers look their most dangerous, when they get those little kind of combination plays in and around the box.
Rangers go short themselves. Lowry for Lyle. And that one goes out of play, and that's a goal kick to Celtic. We're just approaching half-time, Wally. 3-1, but it's been fantastic for Celtic.
Yeah, it really has. I think just that wee lapse in concentration on that build-up for Rangers penalty, but I think overall you've got to be happy with that first half performance. Looking to go and try and build the play, scored a couple of excellent goals as well.
Ferson. The ball goes out for a throw-in. Celtic will be going in 3-1 up. Unless they can get another one just before half-time. Robertson finds McKenzie. Is Anderson going to keep that in? He doesn't, according to the referee. He's been really good so far, Matthew Anderson.
He has. He'll give you an offensive threat, but he's also excellent in that the 1v1 defending as well. You could just see it on the build up there. You see Matthew stretching the game and Magnus just coming in a little bit, and it just causes so much problems for Rangers trying to deal with their attack.
McKinnon under pressure, he's having to go back to his goalkeeper. Oh, wow. Superb header from Lowell. Have that. Great defending from the Irishman. It was offside for Rangers, so Celtic have the free kick. Into stoppage time in this first half. Of course, if it goes to extra, well, if it would go to extra time tonight, it won't. If it's a draw, it will go straight to penalties. Here's Lovelace, in and around the Celtic box. Souza heads away. There's Souza again. Very confident footballer. Taking the ball into space, going to run round McKinnon. McKinnon recovers for now. He finds Ewan. Clips the ball forward. Game just looking a little bit stretched at the minute.
Yeah, it was. I think it's 2 or 3, in fact, probably more than that, 4 or 5 or 6 times the Rangers have ran it as 1 versus 1 around that box. And as I said, quite a similar goal we conceded at 18's Cup final last week. Somebody just needs to step out and engage that, because if we don't, it's just going to allow more and more pressure on us, especially inside their own box.
Vata looks to receive the ball, but Robbie Fraser collects, the captain for this young Rangers side. There's Rice, 16 years of age. Zach Lovelace, 17 years of age, and that's half time at Ibrox. Celtic, well, what can you say? It's been a terrific first half for them. They were 3-0 up before 40 minutes in the clock before Alex Lowry got a penalty and slotted it away. But Adam Brooks, the man of the moment, he's got 2 goals. Just quickly, Wally, sum up the first half.
I think in possession, really good. Once we started to break that initial press on Rangers, causing Rangers problems, some fantastic finishes. Probably a couple of things we could tidy up on, defending combinations in and around the box and just pass the ball a wee bit quicker in the build-up. But overall, fantastic to go 3-1 up.
Well, it's half-time, so for now we're going to take a quick break and let's go and see and hear the sometimes difficult but fantastic work that the Celtic FC Foundation does in our local communities in our new series, Foundation Focus.
My name's Stephanie Drew. I'm mum to Sean, Kate and Daniel. Sean is 25, Kate is 24 and Daniel's 21. I'm married to Paul. I've been a Celtic fan for as long as I can remember, and I'm very grateful to my husband for introducing me to the love of the Celtic family. Our son Sean was born with an immune deficiency. He kept really well all throughout his life. It didn't really faze him. He was a model student at school, didn't give me any bother, played football, loved Celtic, loved wrestling. He was just a great boy. In 2015, we were on a family holiday and I noticed a slight tremor in Sean's hand. Sean was trying to get money out his wallet and he did prefer to keep his money in his wallet. However, I did realise that the wee tremor might be something that I would need to be concerned about. So when we got home from holiday, I spoke to his consultant who arranged an MRI. Then we got the news that rocked our world. Sean's brain was more fluid than brain matter than it should be, and it was pretty much disintegrating. Over the next few years, Sean really struggled. He really struggled with college, everything really. He struggled, his coordination and everything started to go, and he was just really lost. And a friend of the family suggested that I get in touch with Tony Hamilton at the Celtic FC Foundation, which I did. And thank goodness to this day that I did, because it has been the difference to our family's life in such a positive way that there's no words that I can describe it. The Celtic FC Foundation have taken Sean in and really taken their family in and really supported us so much, and the work that they do is phenomenal. Sean goes to the Ability Counts group, and so when Sean started going to that group, he played football. He was shooting penalties, running about the hall. Today, when Sean goes to that group, Sean's in his wheelchair. He's still running about that hall. The coaches are absolutely amazing. They run him about. He shoots penalties, scores goals, sees all his friends and has a ball. Sean also attends the Lions Lunches group, which is a great social activity for people with Sean's conditions, very much like dementia. So for Sean and for me, speaking to other families and knowing what they're going through and offering each other advice. The advice that I've had from families at the Ability Counts group in particular has been priceless. And only now do I really appreciate how much the groups mean to me as much as Sean. Sean absolutely loves Celtic. He's no longer able to get to his seat, but we are very, very lucky, and we get invited to the sensory room on occasion, and Sean loves every minute of it, and so do I, to be fair. Sean isn't able to have a conversation with us anymore, unfortunately, and Sean did love to talk. But when Sean smiles, when we go into the Ability Counts group or any of the events that we go to with the Celtic Foundation, that smile melts my heart. Sean is just a lovely boy. He has stolen the hearts of so many people, and thankfully for us, the Celtic FC Foundation never let Sean down. They never forget him, and that's what being part of Celtic's all about. The love of Celtic really is something that I didn't imagine to have in my life, but I'm so very grateful that I do.
If you're interested in finding out more about the many Celtic FC Foundation projects and initiatives on offer, please visit celticfcfoundation.com, email cfcfoundation@celticfc.co.uk or call 0141 551 4321. Celtic FC Foundation can also be found across various social media platforms.
It's overwhelming. It's a lonely place. Trust, connection, you don't have a lot of it generally. And I actually cried out. I knew something had to change. There is help there, it is possible. I know it's possible because it's my experience, I live it. And the brand of Celtic already provides that to so many disadvantaged people. A recovery cafe is a place where people that may be struggling with addiction can come to. They can find a place of connection, learn something maybe about addiction and what it is that's going on for them. A recovery cafe can and does get set up anywhere. There's lots of them about, but I think what makes this one extra special is the fact that it is in Celtic Park and the power that the badge has in the community. Again, if you're talking from my own experience going through that lifestyle, trust, connection. You don't have a lot of it generally when you live in that lifestyle, and the Celtic badge and the brand of Celtic already provides that to so many disadvantaged people. I mean, there's many pathways to recovery. Ideally, we would love everyone to be clean, and giving them somewhere safe, where they feel safe, where they can connect, where they can come and be around other like-minded people. Some of them might be clean, others, like myself, may be in long-term recovery, and then there'll be others as well who are still striving to reach that. And I think that's what makes it work, having that variation of people. I was caught in active addiction for 2 decades, and by the end I had nobody. I didn't even really have a place to live. I was living in a tent. I felt disconnected from a very young age. It's something I knew quite early on, that there was something different about me. I found it really difficult to make friends. I felt judged. I felt separate from everybody else. And when I did use a substance, it removed all of that, and it gave me the ability to be the person that I felt like I was missing. I was injecting a lot of heroin on a daily basis. I was sleeping in a tent, and I was a street beggar. And it was a lonely place. It was a lonely, lonely place when you're at the point where you're walking down the street and you can't physically hold your head up because you're afraid of people making eye contact with you. You can't hold a conversation. You can't really do anything without having some form of substance in your body. I remember the moment where I decided that I'd had enough. It's like I'd woken up out of a 20-year coma, and I remember asking myself, how's this become in my life? That was the point when I knew something had to change. So it was things like, you know, the Paradise Recovery Cafe that gave me a footing, and started to slowly develop and build my confidence up. And I got used to having conversations. I got used to being able to look people in the eye. I realised that not everyone was a threat and out to get me, and I started to learn about what it was that was going on with me, and I started to recover. I've got an amazing life, and another consequence of my using was that I didn't have the ability to be a father to my children. I have 3 children, 3 sons, and I didn't have the ability to look after myself, let alone my children. And now in recovery, I've managed to start to build on those relationships, and you know, I've got consistent relationships with my 3 boys now. My brother, we didn't talk for 10 years, and last year I walked him down the aisle at his wedding, so I have peace. Take a leap of faith. There is help there. It is possible. I know it's possible because it's my experience. I live it. If you don't feel like you can do it on your own, reach out, and there's always people there to help and support you on those first steps.
If you're interested in finding out more about the many Celtic FC Foundation projects and initiatives on offer, please visit celticfcfoundation.com, email cfcfoundation@celticfc.co.uk, or call 0141 551 4321. Celtic FC Foundation can also be found across various social media platforms.
Back to Jota. Jota clips it back. Still made by Haksabanovic. It's a chance for Bernabei. Takes a shot, and Bernabei scored! A wonderful goal from the Argentinian defender.
O'Reilly, cut back is a good one. Here's Kyogo! Yeah! It's the opening goal for Celtic, and it's the 27th goal of the season for Kyogo!
Daniel Cummings has it on the right wing, works it well outside, still on the ball, driving down towards the byline, still on the ball here. Daniel Cummings, good chance, what a goal! Daniel Cummings, a great solo goal. He must have beaten about 3 players there to work his way into the box and craft that opportunity from what seemed to be an impossible angle. It was a wonderful finish.
Kyogo's first touch is taking him round the defender. He's coming in on goal. He's at an angle though, so he checks back, looks for support. Does he get it? He doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. Kyogo, all on his own, after 6 minutes, has given Celtic the lead.
Jacinta again. Back to the Australian, driving into the box. Here's Flint. Moves on to the right foot. Oh, what a goal! It's 4-1. Glasgow City stunned and shocked. The Celtic fans are absolutely delighted.
O'Reilly drives towards the edge of the box, tries to get past Raskin, surely obstruction. Maida picks up the loose ball, curls it across, it's a chance, it's a goal! Jota! He's on the line, he scored! A wonderful goal from Jota!
To vote for your favourite goal and be in with a chance of winning a signed Celtic shirt, go to celticfc.com/GOTM and register your details. Good luck.
Welcome back to Ibrox, and if you haven't been watching on YouTube for this Celtic TV broadcast of the Glasgow Cup final, where have you been? It is 3-1 at Ibrox. Celtic were 3-0 up, and then of course Rangers got their penalty and Alex Lowry converted to make it 3-1. And there's going to be a change for Celtic, seeing that looks like Dylan Corr that will be coming on for Celtic. We'll just get confirmation in a minute or so who he will be replacing, but what a half it was for Celtic. They've got one hand on the trophy. I'm not going to say that they are on their way and it's in the trophy cabinet, of course. A lot can change, a lot can happen, but yep, there's Dylan Corr, and we'll just get confirmation in a minute or so who he will be replacing. Any ideas you might think, Wally?
I don't know if maybe Mitch Robertson at left centre back. I'm not too sure, unless Bosan's picked something up. But I'd probably say it'd be maybe Mitch that he's going to replace.
And once we've got a view, then we'll be able to see and let you know back at home. Ange Postecoglou in attendance, as is John Kennedy as well. And they will be very pleased with how this young Celtic side has performed. I mean, the confirmation is, and you're spot on, Wally, it looks like it's Mitch Robertson that's went off and Dylan Corr has replaced him. So what do you think Dylan Corr can bring for this second half?
Yeah, well, you can see there Dylan's going to play right centre back and Bosan's just slide across to left centre back. Dylan, really good defender, commanding in the air, likes to go and build as well, so hopefully bring that bit of stability for us.
And then gets his first touch, ball cleared away. And Dylan Corr, if you keep an eye on Celtic TV's unique angle footage, he is a ball boy back in 2019 when James Forrest scored the winner in the Glasgow derby in a 2-1 win against Rangers. He's there with Rocco Vata, so it just goes to show the pathway for this Celtic youth is there. Here's Lowry, and he's easily dispossessed by Litsoza. And look at McKenzie making the run. Magnus McKenzie, and that's brilliant. Finds Matthew Anderson and is looking for Brooks. He's on the hat-trick now, of course, so he will be sniffing around that goal looking for his third of the evening. There's Lovelace over the halfway line and does well, rides the challenge, looks to chip the ball into McCausland, and that goes away for a Rangers throw in the Glasgow Cup final. 3-1 down for them, so you'll expect a reaction from their point of view. There's Rice looking for sliding pass for McCausland, and that's well defended by the Celtic captain, Matthew Anderson.
Excellent piece of defending, and I think that's what Bailey Rice gives Rangers as well. I think you give him time and the boy plays balls like that. He's a very composed player. He actually set one of the goals up last week like that. But
and it's Zach Lovelace puts Rangers back into this one. It's 3-2 now at Ibrox. A bolt from the blue, really. Celtic 3-0 up in this game. It's now 3-2. It's becoming a bit mad, like the Youth Cup final last week. And they are giving themselves a chance. It seems like Celtic are giving them a chance more, as Lowell caught in the ball and he slides the ball past Josh Clark in goal.
Yeah, it's actually really poor from our point of view. That's 2 on our build-up that we've given Rangers as well. It's great that we're still trying to go and do it, but Bosun just needs to be quicker on the build-up there, because we knew that if we can break their first press, that's going to give them problems. But I said that just before half-time, that we need to pass the ball quicker on the build-up.
3-2. It is now at Ibrox. Celtic are just been made aware that this Rangers team, if you open the door for them, they can boot it down. And Celtic won't want that to happen, especially after being in such a comfortable position. Wally 3-0 up earlier in the game.
Yeah, they are. So it poses them a wee challenge now as well. So Rangers maybe have their tails up. How do we deal with that? We're so comfortable in the game. It's now very much game on. So how do we react? Can we still stay calm? Still stay composed? So it's another challenge for the players to face, and it'll be topsy-turvy for the next kind of 40 odd minutes as well.
As is any type of Glasgow derby fixture, no matter the age group. It's Fraser to take the throw, and just the perfect start to the half that Rangers would have wanted. Ur goes back to Fraser, knocks the ball high into the air. Magnus McKenzie beats his numerical counterpart, McCausland. There's Lowell, who just been hoping to shake that mistake out of his system. Cast goes back to Josh Clark in goal. As Celtic look to build up again, they'll be hoping no mistakes here. It's caught. McPherson does well. Can Celtic out of this? They can. Core clears his lines. Rice back to Kelsey Ewan. Magnus McKenzie pushing this Rangers team back. Aaron Lyle back to Connor Allen. Rice, Rangers having a bit of the ball, as you say. Well, the tails seem to be up.
Yeah, and we just need to be careful on our build-up, Dale, that Rangers want to force the central. If they've already got the 4 players in there, you can see when it goes into McKenzie, Lowry's trying to put real pressure on them. We need to avoid those straight passes, but we need to try and get round the outsides of them, which will pull them across and then create more space through central higher up the pitch.
Good work there by Rangers, and they'll come again here with Fraser. Picks up the ball from Cork. Robbie Fraser, and that's good defending from Ben McPherson. Sees it out for a throw. And as you say, this is just another challenge that is you would expect to be facing as a Celtic player.
Yeah, of course, they're in a cup final again as well, so it's that occasion that they're involved in as well, so they can just keep that clear head and keep focusing on their football. But there's going to be times in a game that they're on top in possession, they're not, so it's another challenge for them just to face, and another problem that they need to try and solve as well.
The ball goes back to Connor Allen. Looks for the pass. Ur holds up the ball well, McCausland, and Rangers now have a bit of space on the right hand side. Back to Ross McCausland. And it's Rice. And it's Lovelace. Lowell tries to get in there. No foul. Celtic trying to dig it out. Summers does well. And that's a lovely pass. Celtic now on the attack. Allen looking to cover off. Here's Brooks, Adam Brooks, and it goes into the stand. That was good counter-attacking play from Celtic.
Yeah, it was. I just thought Rocco was maybe going to try and slide it the other side of the Rangers player for Brooks to get in.
And Summers picks up the ball, and that is a foul. And he did say, Wally, in the first half he was on his last warning. And he's now going into the referee's book, Ross McCausland.
Yep, and again, good play by Ben again. On that transition, very difficult to struggle off in those 1v1 situations. So just hoping now that maybe we can just stem the tide of Rangers a wee touch, get grip of the ball and impose our style of play on the game.
2 errors from Celtic after going 3-0 up on 36 minutes when Rocco Vata's shot deflected into the net to put Celtic 3 to the good. It's 3-2 now, so game is not done, game is not over, not that it ever was. Summers and Anderson stand over this ball. It's dinked into the box. It goes for a Rangers throw. Celtic trying to press this Rangers side into a mistake. McKinnon now picks up the ball, finds McCausland, who just runs off Summers. Kelsey Ewan looking for McCausland, but that one goes to Lowell. For Magnus McKenzie, but Rangers pick up possession again. It's good skill from Kelsey Ewan. Rice looks to pick the pass. Well read from Bosun Lowell, and Rocco Vata now. Can he get the space to attack into? And goes for a Celtic throw.
I think just maybe about 30 seconds ago, Dylan, just actually in this area where the ball is just now, we press Rangers really well, managed to lock them in the side, but you see if we allow them to go out, they get that switch of play, go central and go wide again. So I think the coaching staff will just be wanting, it's great that we've managed to set that trap, just don't allow them to get out that side and lock them in that one area.
That's lovely from Litsoza, under possession, under pressure. And that one just breaks down from McPherson. Just probably a bit of a mix-up, looking for the run of either Vata or Litsoza. Let's just see this free kick again. And just Summers' delivery goes straight into the hands of Budanauskas. Goes back to the Rangers goalkeeper. Celtic look to try and set those traps for Rangers to fall into. The Rangers goalkeeper just doesn't look as comfortable as you would imagine when you're playing that type of system, but Rangers have come out of this pressure. Here's Lowry looking for the run of Zach Lovelace, looks to get it onto the right foot. Here's back to Alex Lowry, leaves it to McCausland. It's a good save from Clark, but it's not dealt with yet. And Lovelace picks up the ball again. It's a strong boy, Zach Lovelace, but Celtic come away with it. Here's Brooks. Doing well under pressure. Goes back to McPherson. There's another mistake there for Celtic. Zach Lovelace now. Here's Bailey Rice to Alex Lowry. He's got support, but he's looking to go alone, and that probably wasn't the wisest decision. Celtic look to try and just calm it down a bit and start to impose their play again. And there's brilliant stuff there, like Souza. And that one just breaks down.
Yeah, we've just kind of lost that wee bit of a rhythm recently. I think it just goes back to the couple of points that we spoke about. We need to be a wee bit quicker on the build-up, and what I mean by that is the time that we take away and take a touch and we play our pass, that time between those two touches is too long. But I also see Rangers being a wee bit more expansive, so I think we may get an opportunity on the break.
Here's Ur. That's good defending, working back Vata, but he's looking for options. He just has to play the ball upfield and Rangers come back into possession. Here's Rice. McKinnon. It's probably been a good start to the second half, I should say, for this young Rangers side. Here's Kelsey Ewan. Bailey Rice. Left-footed pass out to the left-hand side for Fraser. The number 10, Aaron Lyle. Gets the ball back. Looks for Lowry. And that's cleared away by Dylan Core. Like any game, Wally, especially in a derby, you're just going to have your peaks and troughs, aren't you?
Yeah, you are, and I think from our point of view, you can see probably Bailey Rice on the ball, the number 6. He's the one that everything will go through for Rangers. We're just giving him a wee bit too much time on the ball. I'd like to see us put him under a bit more pressure on the build.
And there's Robbie Ewer, he rides the challenge. He's looking for support. Vatan out. He's again looking for options. He has to go long. And Brooks is there. McKinnon clears the ball over the halfway line. Rice and Celtic now have a chance to possibly counter. That's good defending, but here's Litsoza. Good fight in the challenge from McKinnon. McCausland sliding the ball through here for Lovelace, but that's good defending from Dylan Core.
Yeah, he defends that really well. He makes the run blindside, and Dylan does excellent to go with him. It just the game's quite stretched at the moment. You can see from Brooksy to the nearest Celtic player, it's too big a gap. I think the area that Rocco picked up there, the last kind of 2 or 3 attacks, I'd rather our fullback be picking it up and playing to Rocco rather than Rocco to Brooksy. It's too big a gap to try and close the game, so the game's too big from our perspective at the moment.
I think Darren and Stephen might be looking at possible changes to try and shore up. And I think it's still too early for that.
Yeah, I think they will probably be looking at it. I think especially when you look at the middle of the park, that's the real engine room for you, and you've got guys like Corey Thompson, Danny Kelly in the bench who are going to bring in, although they're a bit younger, they're going to bring that real impetus as well. So we have got options in the bench that may change it, but maybe see something in the next 10-15 minutes or so.
And Corey Thompson, of course, he was in the Youth Cup final squad last week. It was a superb performance from him. Kyle Ewer there as well. He was the captain that lifted the trophy at Hampden. He's on the bench as well, and he was fantastic as well, Willie.
Yeah, he was, and you can see why that they get opportunities to come in now as well. So 3, I mean, like Kyle Ewer in there as well. You've got some top talent that you can bring on, hopefully kind of give you that bit of foothold back in the game and even swing it in your favour even more.
Rangers just playing out here, but Celtic just need to be switched on a bit. As Lowry looks, and that's brilliant interception from Matthew Anderson. Here's Lovelace. Celtic pick up the ball again. It's all just a little bit scrappy at the minute. 59 minutes gone, almost on the hour. Here's Aaron Lyle with a bit of space, but Mackenzie Carr walks back, and Josh Clark clears the ball into the sky on this late spring night at Ibrox. He goes for a foul to Rangers. Matthew Anderson this time penalised.
You can see a main difference. I spoke about it a couple of minutes ago. You look from Adam Brooks, our furthest player, to our deepest player, say Bosun. It's too big a gap, whereas in the first half those gaps were really, really condensed. So it meant that when we were in possession of the ball, when we did turn it over from a defensive transition point of view, we could just go and suffocate them on that next wave. So I think for us, being able to just make the pitch a little bit shorter, stay in the attacking moment a wee bit longer, and just get a grip back of the game.
McKinnon. Celtic putting the pressure on, but it goes back to Budanauskas. As he looks to switch the ball over, and that goes out of play for a Celtic throw, and that's Celtic will be wanting to see, that pressure on the goalkeeper. Puts the ball out of play.
Yeah, you mentioned that a couple of minutes ago, Dale. He's maybe not the most comfortable looking with the ball at his feet, and you have to use your goalkeeper as that spare player to go and play through as well. So if we maybe can put a bit of pressure on and force him into a little mistake.
Stephen McManus, former Celtic captain, of course. He's walked the path that these Celtic players want to tread. The referee makes a decision and goes Rangers' way. Fraser, back to Lyle. There's Lowry now, nice flip round the corner. And Dylan Core. Dylan goes for a Rangers throw. Here's Zach Lovelace. A goal to his name, and he goes down, wins the free kick. It's a Rangers free kick. Lovelace with a goal to his name. No bookings yet for him. He's soft.
He's good at doing that, using his body and wanting to run at people. He draws people towards the ball and potential fouls as well, but we just need to be careful of that, especially if they're running at us, or even he'll like to sort of drift off at times as well. Just try and kill his space, not allow him to turn, because he does use his body fairly well and draw fouls like that.
Now Alex Lowry stands over this one. He'll be 20 in June. He'll be probably looking for more first team action next season. And Lowry puts the ball in. Is Clark going to come collect? And lets it go wide. It's a Celtic goal kick.
Yeah, an easy one to deal with there. I think they're obviously trying to work one to release one across the front, but you can see you're trying to spin in there. Just need to be careful of that. Sanello could have been on the other side of him actually, but kind of fairly well dealt with.
Now Celtic back in possession. Just looking to move the ball a bit quicker. Here's Magnus McKenzie shown inside. He's got Anderson there. He's got Summers as well. Summers looking for the little flick. Here's Bodanauskas. Pulls the ball into the air. And Rangers pick up the ball again through Bailey Rice. He's going to go for a Celtic throw. Both sides just really scrappy at the minute. Summers looks to battle through it, but loses out. 63 minutes gone. Here's Zach Lovelace. And Lowell upends him, and it's a free kick to Rangers in a dangerous position.
Yeah, we just mentioned it not only a minute ago. Don't give him any space. Don't allow him to run at you as well, because it becomes difficult to you. He can almost just barges through you at times, and it can be quite hard to play against. Bosun's actually probably a wee bit unlucky if he maybe puts his hip across to try and protect the ball rather than just his arm, but we need to be careful of that, especially on their transitions of Lovelace, Ewer potentially dropping off into those areas. You just kill that space, don't let them run at us.
Well, 6'2", Bosun Lowell, big defender, and he is in the referee's book, yellow carded. And Lowry stands over this one again. And the ball comes into the box, it's dangerous, and it goes through, and it goes for a Rangers corner kick.
Yeah, you know Rangers are always going to be dangerous at set plays. They're not going to work something out in the wide area, they're going to go and deliver. I'm not too sure who quite get the touch, but at least we've dealt with that in that situation.
And that's good defending from Lowell in the end. And it goes away for a Rangers corner. Lowry stands over this corner. Ball comes into the box, it's headed on, that's dangerous, and that's a massive miss for Rangers. They could have equalised through Robbie Ewer, and Celtic get off with that one.
That's incredible miss, if I'm being honest. And look at that front area, we need to go and deal with that. Sanello needs to go and deal with that, and Bosun as well. You can't allow the ball to bounce in your 6-yard box, but to be fair to the lad, he's kind of leaning back a wee touch, but again he should be hitting in the back of the net. But we need to defend that front post area much better.
Well, Celtic perhaps just a bit lucky that Robbie Ewer was not anticipating that ball to come at him, as Celtic ready a change. We'll get confirmation of that. Corey Thompson comes on for Magnus McKenzie.
Change for Celtic, up comes to 11, Magnus McKenzie. He's replaced by 15, Corey Thompson.
Oh, he was superb last week. And here is Vata. That's brilliant. Here's Summers. Brooks looking for the hat-trick, he goes down. Referee not interested. Shouts for a penalty, but waved away. And Lovelace, he's got the better of Bosun Lowell there. He's driving into the box, and Dylan Corr does the right thing and just puts it in the stand.
Yeah, it's good defending. Boston's having a tough time against Lovelace at the moment. Again, I'm not too sure. He stood on his toes, to be fair to him.
You know, it's a penalty kick.
Yeah, it does.
Rangers get away with it.
So it'll be interesting to see with Corey coming on. It looks like just from that phase of play that maybe Rocco's been moved to the left-hand side and Corey in the right. Obviously Corey being a left-sided player, so it'll be interesting to see if he kind of comes back in on the inside. So it'll be interesting just to see how the game develops a wee touch, to see where he's actually going to be playing.
And Bailey Rice stands over this corner kick. Rangers probably shading this half. As he gets the ball into the box, it's a dangerous one again. And Lowell clears that away. I think it was Lowell. Goes away for a corner. Yeah, it was. And good defending from the Irishman, but he is having a bit of an issue with Zach Lovelace. And David McCallum, watching his Rangers side, creep back into this one. Lowry gets the ball into the box. Here's Brooks, just loses out and gives Rangers a chance to get the ball back in. Here's Lovelace, has he got the time? Gets a shot away, goes down, McCausland. Here's Aaron Lyle, looks to pick his space. Rangers still on the attack, and it's a corner kick. Last gasp defending from this Celtic side at the minute.
Yeah, it's a really scrappy. Brooks had a real good chance to just allow us to go and build and play a wee bit. But at least we're getting bodies out to it a little bit quicker. And sometimes we spoke about winning mentality at the start of the game, Dalen. Have the players got that mentality, bite down in the gum shield a wee bit and ride out these tough times.
Here's Rice again with the corner kick, good delivery. And Lowell again, almost a carbon copy of the corner kick before. Gets his head onto it, goes for a Rangers throw this time. Corey Thompson is there, number 15 off the bench. Celtic made 2 substitutions in this game, Dylan Corr and Corey Thompson. McCausland. That's good strength from McPherson. Can Celtic build this attack? And Lovelace, with a very cynical foul, and Mackenzie Carson's probably asking there, why is that not a yellow card?
Yeah, I don't get that. Stopped an attack. I don't really understand that. It's cute play from him as well, but it's so cynical as well. But better from Mackenzie picking it up and just allowing us to go and break a wee bit there.
Now here's Rocco Vata on the left now, as you highlighted, Willie. And goes for a Celtic throw. Can Celtic just get themselves back on the front foot in this game? 3-2 up, of course. Here's Rice, clears the ball away as a Celtic attack breaks down. 70 minutes gone in the Glasgow Cup final. Rangers 2, Celtic 3. It's been a whirlwind game, but you wouldn't expect anything less in the Glasgow derby.
It's a good run from Mackenzie there just to create that space for Ben, really good.
Lowell. Summers. Here's Rocco Vata now. Brilliant from the Irishman, gets a shot away and it goes away for a Celtic corner. That's good play from Vata, just holding his calf a bit. We're hoping that doesn't lead to anything a bit sinister. He is shaking his head, Wally, that is a bit concerning.
Yeah, it's really concerning because Rocco's been a bright spark when we pick possession up higher up the pitch, but you can see it's another way that when we build and manage to break that first press and get it wide, that's when we're going to cause them problems.
Might possibly just have been a slight muscle. I was looking for to see if there was an impact there, but Rocco does go down. Darren O'Dea and Stephen McManus in discussion. It looks like play is going to go on, so Rocco must be fine. Here's Summers, gets the ball into the box. Here's Bolson Lowell creeping in at the back post there. The Rangers pick up the ball. Here's Fraser now. It's a good pass to Lowry. And Rangers got one over here. Ball goes into the box. McCausland at the back post, and Corr just has to head that away. And Celtic are having to defend in this second half.
Yeah, I think that'll be
Rocco is down, yep. Bruno Davidson on the bench. He would probably be the likely replacement here, Wally.
Yeah, I think Bruno will be. It's a similar-ish type of player. Bruno will still want to go and take people on, so yeah, that'll be the change. Bruno on for Rocco.
It's disappointing for Rocco Vata, of course. He is in and around the first team scene as well. If he's got an injury so close to the end of the season as well, you know, he's came on in games for Ange Postecoglou's side. He's looked very positive. I remember in the Motherwell game, you know, it was 1-1. He puts the ball into the box and he's so close. Really should bury the chance, but it was a fantastic cross from Vata. So we're hoping that injury isn't too bad and it's not going to harm any first team involvement as well.
Yeah, fingers crossed, because it's been a kind of good season personally for that point of view, and dealing and getting in around the first team. And as you said, I don't think it was an impact. I don't know if it's maybe a slight muscle strain or muscle pull, but to be fair, Bruno coming on at this late stage as well, we're hoping that he can stretch the game for us a little bit and give us that threat in the final third.
6 goals in 24 games in the Scottish Lowland League from Bruno Davidson. He is a threat, so he will be looking to add some danger to this Celtic side in the absence of Rocco Vata. Lowry over the corner kick. 73 minutes gone at Ibrox. Aaron Lyle back to Lowry. It's a good ball, but it's well collected from Josh Clark, an Irishman. Here's Anderson. Crosses over the halfway line. There's Bosun Lowell on a yellow card.
You can see Rangers there just trying to press on the outside of him to force it in centrally, and you can see them just setting that trap. That's why we need to play there and round.
Kars. Thompson now looks to play the ball in. That's good. Can McPherson get on to the end of it? He does. He's looking for Summers in the middle, but that's well done by Thompson to close the play down. It goes for a Rangers throw.
Yep, round the outside again, and then that runner from underneath. That's how we managed to score 2 of our goals in the first period as well. So a little bit better again. If we can just move the ball quicker in the build-up, beat that initial press. You see, that's how Rangers want to set it up. They don't want it going into the way Darius Kano. That's where we've got our real dominance, but better in that little phase of play there.
And that's a Rangers change.
Change for Rangers, up comes number 8, Alex Lowry. He's replaced by 17, James Graham.
Now Alex Lowry goes off, 75 minutes. As he looks to return to some sort of action. And James Graham replaces him. Long ball. Lovelace looking to try and put the pressure on Lowell, but Josh Clark comes out and cleans up.
Yeah, good starting position from the goalkeeper there. I think Bosun had it under wraps there right enough, but it's really good starting position from the goalkeeper.
And here is Graham, number 17, getting his first touch of the ball. And Ewan takes the ball back to Budanowskis. Rangers will be looking for a late rally, of course. If this ends level after 90 minutes, there'll be no extra time. We'll go straight to penalty kicks, which is drama, I think. Given Celtic were 3-0 up, we can do without.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, Rangers actually started the half really well. They obviously finished the half with the goal as well, but Celtic have actually done really well in the last 15 minutes or so, creating a couple of chances themselves as well, but just need to stay concentrated in these kind of last 15-20 minutes.
That's a good ball through from Rice, looking for Kelsey Ewan. He's struggling to keep the ball in, and his crosses went well over. Celtic run the ball out again. And they're just having to ride this out at the minute, Celtic. Just not managing to impose themselves on the game. But here is Summers. He's unlucky there. Strong challenge by Summers, and it's went towards Rangers. You're a bit exasperated by that, Willie.
I think he does really well, and the Rangers player falls at his feet, and there's not much Ben can do about it. But we just need to cut down the transitions at the moment, especially when we get that ball attacking moment, stay in it a little bit longer. It just becomes almost like a game of basketball. They get at the end, and the game becomes too open and stretched.
Fraser. Summers now. Can Celtic try and just keep a hold of the ball for a bit? 77 minutes on the clock. Get a little spell of possession. Might do them the world of good. And Lowell gets it out to Anderson. The big Irishman. He was a Watford Player of the Year in their academy before he made the trip to Scotland to sign for Celtic. That's a lovely ball. Chip forward. Here's Bruno Davidson. Back to Anderson, driving into the box. It's Anderson. Let's Souza just so close there. But that was much better in the build-up from Celtic in this second half. Yeah,
really, really good. And again, it's just that being patient, 3, 4, 5 passes, getting around the outside, getting runners from underneath as well. And I think that's where Rangers really struggle.
Players are dropping at the minute. There's just like 3 of them down. I imagine that's just the demands of playing this type of football against a Celtic side. There's a few of them probably just coming up with a bit of cramp at the minute. Let Souza down as well.
Yeah, and it's you put the factor in of the occasion that they're playing in as well. It's heightened. There's probably an extra 10% in the game for them as well, but they need to find that extra 10% at the same time as well, of that winning mentality that they're winning 3-2 in a cup final at the moment with 12 to 15 minutes left. Can we show that grit and determination, but also still look to try and play our style of football?
The sun shining on Ange Postecoglou in Ibrox. I believe we will be hoping for the same come Saturday. You can watch the game with us live on Celtic TV if you're outside the UK and Ireland from 12:15 PM Celtic part-time wherever you are in the world. For the Glasgow derby, of course, Celtic will be going to Ibrox on Saturday as champions once again. So Ange Postecoglou will be hoping for the 3 points to end the Glasgow derbies this season on a high. So we'll be back in a couple of days, or 3 days' time. And you can watch all of the action here live on Celtic TV if you're outside the UK and Ireland. And if you are a subscriber, of course, you can hear live audio commentary, and a full replay will be available from 10 PM on Saturday evening. Just seen that goal again from Zach Lovelace there, Willie. It's disappointing to see, obviously, but hopefully, well, since then, the mistakes, they've calmed that down a bit. It's just maybe the scoreline was creating a bit of complacency. Who knows?
Yeah, and I think you look at it, if it's a little bit of comfort, the 2 goals that Rangers have scored have been through us trying to build the play. So that you're looking at it, they've not fully carved us open at any point.
Anderson, as I say, the mistakes maybe calmed down, but here's Rangers on the ball now. McCausland into the Celtic box. Celtic have to be careful. McCausland is a tricky winger. Celtic come away with it. 10 minutes to go in the Glasgow Cup final at Ibrox. It's not easy to go to your opponent's patch, win a trophy, but if you are going to go and win a trophy, Ibrox is a pretty good place to do it, I would imagine, as a Celtic player.
Yeah, it's a good point you make as well, actually. Really good point.
Here's Lyle, and Rangers on the attack again. Here's Graham, McCausland now, and that's wide. Don't know if George Clark got a touch on that, but that's a big chance for Rangers to level things up.
Is it? And again, it's another example of them pressing our centre-backs on the outside and going central. They're just setting those traps, and we can't play those square passes in towards those central areas. We really need to move the ball quicker on our build-up and get around the outside. That's the only way we're causing ourselves own problems is trying to thread balls through that middle area where it's not on.
And it's another change for Rangers. And it's Tony Weston on for Robbie Ure. Another goal threat for Celtic to contend with. Tony Weston. Here's Ben Summers now. Can Celtic see this through? Just want to be a bit quicker on the ball. So look to try and get through the middle again, and there's McCausland picking the ball up. Lovelace puts Lowell under pressure. Fraser heads the ball back into the Celtic half. That's good from McPherson, but it's back in the hands of Rangers. McKinnon now. Nervous times at Ibrox. McKinnon goes back to Connor Allen. Rangers have been better in this half. They've sort of imposed their play, whereas in the first half it just didn't seem like they could impose any play at all on Celtic, but they've certainly improved in the second half.
Yeah, they have. They have. I think we just need to get that wee bit more burst of energy, certainly when we're trying to go and press them on their build-up play. Yeah, another player dropping down the cramp as well, Brooksy, this time.
Adam Brooks goes down. Another change for Celtic. Daniel Kelly. So he'll come on, and that's not going to be a hat-trick for Adam Brooks by the looks of it. He'll be disappointed, but what he will be happy about was his 2 goals that he got in the Glasgow Cup final. If this does end in a Celtic victory, that second goal, that was superb.
Oh, fantastic. We were talking about it at half-time as well, just that his movement, actually, he's had to come from almost behind the ball to get in front. It's a wonderful first-time finish.
And Daniel Kelly comes on, number 16.
For Celtic outcomes 9, Adam Brooks, introduced by 16, Daniel Kelly.
And gets his first touch, goes back to Dylan Court. Of course, no Joey Dawson, he's out for the season. 21 goals in 20 games for Dawson in the Lowland League. But here's Celtic on the attack. Davidson does well, rides the challenge, can he keep it in play? He does. Rangers are claiming it's out. Still play on though. And it goes for a Celtic throw. It's good play from Bruno Davidson. And here he is again. Anderson. And the flag's up. That's kind of frustrating, I would imagine.
Yeah, it is. It's really frustrating. And I think by the looks of it now, Daniel Kelly will slot in the middle of the park, and you'll see Sinello will become the number 9, although he's predominantly a midfield player. You'll see that he'll almost become the false 9, where he'll drop in. So I'm hoping that causes Rangers a wee bit of a problem, certainly when we're trying to build the play.
Summers now going down. He's been very good this evening, so cramp definitely an issue tonight. There's a few players went down with it. 5 minutes to go. Celtic will not want to concede a goal to take it to penalty kicks and want to stay ahead and wrap this up. Anderson. And Lovelace, he's not kept that in. Celtic throw. Tiredness a factor here. Imagine the mental tiredness as well, Willie. You know, it's a cup final against your rivals. Only a point between them in the Lowland League this season, so you know a lot has went into this game.
Yeah,
Celtic will want to see it through.
Yeah, and even knowing that you have to be on guard all the time. So, you know, when you're playing against a kind of good opposition, they'll try and hurt you, especially if you switch off. So there is a lot of mental fatigue within this as well. But we speak about the winning mentality again. This is what makes you a Celtic player, when you can get into the last 5 minutes of a cup final and still produce that little bit of magic.
Absolutely. 86 minutes on the clock. There's Aaron Lyle, does well. Summers slides in there. It's a free kick to Rangers. Ben Summers probably won't have any complaints about that one. Rangers on the attack. Weston to James Graham. Gets the ball into the box. And Summers clears the ball away. I can tell Celtic are just wanting to try and see this out now, but hopefully not inviting too much pressure on themselves. It's good from Litsoza. Connor Allen. It's Bailey Rice. And he's done well to get the ball out to Fraser. There's Lovelace, he's got a bit of space round him. Spins, takes a shot, and it's off the post, I should say. Still alive, and it's in. Weston, unbelievable. Rangers have equalised. Celtic 3-0 up in the first half, and they've now made it 3-3. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we spoke about Lovelace. Don't let him come off and turn. I think it's been on that side. Dylan Corr needs to go with him and not allow him to turn, because that causes the issue for us in that situation.
What a game of football. Lovelace turns. He's unlucky for that not to nestle into the net. Weston keeps the ball alive, and that's a sucker punch for Celtic. Really disappointing. 88 minutes on the clock now. Is there going to be a dramatic ending, or is it going to be penalty kicks?
Well, depending on how much time gets added on, you'll probably say 3 or 4 minutes. There's going to be a big chance, and hopefully it's going to be for Celtic.
Weston gets the much needed equaliser for Rangers at a very crucial time. Closing in on the 90 minutes. And as I said, if this ends level, it goes to penalty kicks at Ibrox. And you just feel the momentum is kind of with Rangers at the minute.
Yeah, that's it. And listen, both teams will probably want to go and try and win within these last few remaining minutes that we've got. So we test the character for the boys here.
Now here's Bruno Davidson. Budanauskas comes out, and the flag is up on the far side. I just thought Davidson was going to sneak in there, but the Rangers keeper was off his line in time. But no matter, it's offside. Disappointing considering how dominant they were, Celtic, especially when they went 3-0 up. You know, they were really, really impressive, and it was hard to imagine it was going to be 3-3 at that point.
Yeah, I think when you probably look back on it, the penalty a few minutes before half time maybe just gives them a little bit of hope, and then they get that goal kind of early in the second half. So it just shows you need to be switched on at all times, even at this level as well.
Credit due to Rangers, and didn't give up. McKinnon now. Cosland. It's a ball into the box. There's a chance for Graham. It's really dicey times for Celtic at the minute. Rice cuts the ball forward. McCausland. Rice aims up the shot, and it goes wide. Still 3-3 at Ibrox, into stoppage time now. Just see this chance again from Ollie.
Yeah, he's probably not renowned from scoring goals in those areas, but it was a decent effort from the lad.
Anderson now. Celtic play out from the back. 91 on the clock. Summers looks to switch the play. Fraser deals with it, and that's been off Corey Thompson, and goes out for a Rangers throw. And it's not going for you. It's not going for you at the minute. And Rangers get the free kick. Yeah,
and it's just been disappointing. We've not managed to get Corey and even Bruno in the game a lot more. Just then, the two have got a lot to offer in the wide areas. And obviously, when you lose Brooksy as your kind of focal point up top as well, we've not created enough in the final third this second half.
Here's Rangers through Kelsey Ewan to Graham. Gets the ball into the box and it goes into the stand. What a game. The Glasgow Cup final, we said 6-5 in the Youth Cup final last week. Definitely wasn't ever going to be 0-0 tonight, that's for sure, with the way these two teams play. Oh, it's been a fantastic game of football to watch, if there is any neutrals watching. It's a good ball through. Here's Graham. Rangers get the chance. It's a good save from Clark.
Yeah, we really need to defend better. I said a few times that ball's done is in our two centre backs. Either the centre back who can see the Rangers player's number needs to track him, or if it's in front of him, at least get across and make it difficult for him.
Thompson. It's cleared away by Fraser. McCausland. Can Celtic fashion another chance at Ibrox? Here's Matthew Anderson. Bruno Davidson. Anderson gets the ball in. Here's Aaron Lyle. And he's running past McPherson. And the referee is going into the book. And it'll be a yellow card for Ben McPherson.
Really good foul. Really good foul. He has to go and do that. Rangers are breaking on us there as well. And that's what happens when you come to the last couple of minutes of the game and maybe try and go and win it. But to be fair to Ben, he's had to make that foul and take that booking to stop Rangers breaking on us.
Well, it looks like there might be penalty kicks at Ibrox. And the drama, the excitement. There's a good pass through there. And a good save from Clark. It's 3-3 into the dying embers of this match. Ball's clipped forward for Zach Lovelace. And that goes for a Celtic goal kick. There's Bosun. Lowell. Back to Anderson. Back to Lowell. 94 minutes on the clock. Lowell. He's been caught out again. And this could be the chance. Zach Lovelace takes a shot, good defending, great recovery, McCausland, and it goes wide. Big opportunity for Rangers to win the game.
Massive, and again, I know it's us trying to go and build the play, but Bosun just needs to move the ball quicker there. As soon as he steps in, go and release it, even when Matthew Anderson receives the ball, because of his body shape, the only way they can come in is back in the way. So if even earlier on the build-up, if Matthew opens his shoulders, steps into midfield, breaks that first press, but instead it comes back the way, we try to go into the midfield area where the Rangers are trying to show us, and we turn the ball over.
And Josh Clark. It's a goal kick. Souza tries to get in there. Allen under pressure, goes back to Budanowskis. 95 minutes. And it goes back to the Rangers goalkeeper. Allen. He's pressured. Moves it out to McKinnon on the other side. It's Rice. And Rangers again on the attack. It's been a familiar sight on this second half. Aaron Lyle. And that's brilliant. Can Celtic fashion one more chance? Brilliant from Kelly. Anderson. The fresh legs of Davidson. And that is a foul. Does the referee get the card out? He does. And Kelsey Ewan goes into the book. 96 minutes on the clock, and this is with no VAR.
No, I know, and listen, it's probably an area we need to go and deliver here. Go and play in their box for the last however long's left in the game. Not too sure how much injury time get played.
No, Dylan Corr makes his way up. Kelly in there as well. Low out, just getting ready. You can see how tired the players are. They've put a lot into this. It's not went the way they've wanted in this second half, but they are where they are. Summers stands over a free kick. Is this going to be the big chance for Celtic? 97 minutes. Ball goes into the box. Lowell's at the back post, but that comfortably goes into the hands of the Rangers goalkeeper. And that is end of 90 minutes. And it ends Rangers 3, Celtic 3. But that's not going to be the end of the story. We're going to go to the penalty spot. We're going to have penalty kicks to settle this, Willie, which would have been pretty hard to believe after that first half, but that's where we are. And always, this is just a lottery now, isn't it? It's, you know, it's just the luck, the chance, and we just hope that Celtic is the luckier team out of this.
Yeah, and hopefully you can get players stepping forward and want to go and put themselves in that position to go and take a penalty as well. It's maybe unfortunate we've got Brooksy and Rocco off the pitch at this point in time, who probably would have wanted to go and take some penalties, but it's a chance for some of the young lads to go and step up. It's another challenge for them. It's been a bit of a roller coaster of a game. I think the boys will be disappointed that, again, it's kind of come from our own undoing, the goals that we conceded. But when you look at it from a developmental point of view, you want the players to get put in those situations rather than just playing percentage football. But after the first half, they'll be disappointed. But hopefully that Rangers don't carry that momentum into the penalty shootout.
Well, Rangers have already had a bit of practice from the spot in this game. Alex Lowry netted it. He's not going to take the penalties, he's been taken off. So it will be very interesting how this plays out. But, you know, if you look at the game and as a whole, it's been probably a terrific spectacle. Probably not as good as we would have liked it to have been, especially at, you know, 1-2-3-0 up. But, you know, it's good to see, you know, these young players putting on a show as well for the fans in attendance. But we really hope it ends with a Celtic trophy.
Yeah, we hope that. And again, the boys had to show that bit of mentality when, for basically all of that second half, they were up against it. It really was the old kind of game of two halves, with the first half that we go and dominate, put our style of play on it, when Rangers started to do that against us. I don't think we created enough in the second half to merit scoring that fourth goal, but just a couple of slack bits on the build-up that we actually spoke about at half-time that has allowed Rangers back into the game. But now it's for a goalkeeper to go and make a name for themselves as well, make themselves big, and hopefully our lads have got that determination to want to go and step forward and take a penalty as well.
Well, Robbie Fraser and Matthew Anderson, the two number 3s, the two left backs, the two captains, will decide what side they're going to go. I suppose it doesn't really matter when there's no fans behind the goal, really.
No, it doesn't, no.
A big formality, I would imagine.
It's funny when you just look at a wee bit of the body language, you can see how disappointed Matthew is standing there, and it's actually finished 3 each, whereas Rangers will count themselves lucky to be still in it at this stage. So we're hoping that the boys don't have that mentality where they think that they should have went and won the game, but they have that mentality to go and finish the job now.
Well, Rangers are going to step up first. It's going to be Bailey Rice, 16 years of age, former Motherwell youth. Tense times for Celtic, but these are the challenges you will want to go through if you want to be a successful Celtic player. And Rice just waits for the Celtic goalkeeper Josh Clark to step up. Tense times here at Ibrox. And we thank you if you've been watching on our YouTube channel for this broadcast. And we hope you're still sticking with us as it goes to penalty kicks here at Ibrox. It's Rice over this one. Left footer, can Clark deny him? It's Rice, and Rangers put themselves 1 up, and that was a pretty comfortable penalty for Bailey Rice.
Yeah, really well struck. He's actually had a good game, the lad. It's we probably didn't get close enough to him when Rangers were building up tonight. It just allowed him to go and dictate the play, and he had to wait a long time there. So over to Ben now.
Ben Summers struggling with a bit of cramp towards the end of the game. The Celtic number 10 on the evening. You hear the boos ringing around Ibrox for the young Celtic start. Can he put this one ahead, put this one in to get Celtic level? It's Summers, steps up, and he's put it over the bar. And Rangers, after the first round of penalties, are up 1-0.
Yeah, Ben will be really disappointed with that. It's a real long run-up he's had at it as well, and he's just leaned back, opened his body, and unfortunately blazed it over the bar.
And disappointing penalty for Ben Summers. It's 1-0 on the penalty shootout. And it's going to be Ross McCausland now to step up for Rangers. It's McCausland, and it's saved by Clark, and Celtic needed that.
Super save with the goalkeeper, he's done ever so well there. Really strong hands on it as well, different class in the goalie.
A punch in the air from Willie McNabb for Josh Clark. That's a great save, and Celtic really did need that.
Yeah, they did. It just maybe stems that tide a wee bit of that kind of Rangers, a wee bit of dominance that they had in the game and started in the penalty shoot. So hopefully we can stick this one away and get it back in our favour.
It's Bosun Lowell. It's had a tough game against Zach Lovelace. And it's Lowell, and he does well. That's the reaction you want after a tough game. And it's 1 each on penalties.
Yeah, great attitude, and to be fair, when your centre half's stepping up to take your second penalty, really composed, slightly down the middle as well. So again, hopefully another big moment for the goalkeeper here, and it just turns the tide in our favour.
He saved one last time out, Josh Clark. Can he get another? James Graham, the Rangers player, putting the ball on the penalty spot. David McCallum watches on. He's not happy with the penalty spot, James Graham. Graham steps up, and it's saved again! Josh Clark denies Rangers, and they've missed another.
Again, we just spoke about it. Hopefully that just turns the tide in our favour. Had a wee bit of trouble with the penalty spot there as well, and I tell you what, it's not the greatest penalty, but brilliant from the goalkeeper again.
And it's a weak penalty. Great save from Clark. Can Celtic get ahead now? And it's Mackenzie Carse. Steps up to take the penalty. Can he do it? Put Celtic ahead in this penalty shootout. And it's Carse. And he puts Celtic ahead. It's 2-1 after 3 rounds of penalties.
Super. Really, really good. Really good composure. I know Mackenzie's a player, he is a composed lad as well. And fair play to these lads for stepping up to want to go and take these penalties. And again, might sound daft, but it's all part of that learning, putting yourself in that difficult position of wanting to go up and hit one. So, in our favour now.
And that's a fantastic penalty from Mackenzie Carse. And here's a man that got Rangers back on level terms in the game, and we're hoping to do it in the penalty shootout as well. Tony Weston steps up, and he does. He scores. It's 2-2. Celtic look to take their 4th penalty of the match, or the shootout I should say. And it's Bruno Davidson. Tense times, the nerves must be incredible for these Celtic players. Or maybe they're relaxed, who knows?
I'm nervous and I'm just watching it.
It's Davidson. And it's saved by Bidanauskas. It's not the penalty that Celtic wanted, and it's back on level terms. We're now entering into a sudden death environment, onto the 5th round of penalties, and it's going to be winner takes all now.
Yeah, Bruno will be disappointed with that. It's a wee bit central. It's a good area for the goalkeeper to get into as well, but as you said, Dylan, this is it. It's a straight shootout now.
Looks disappointed, Bruno Davidson. It's Zach Lovelace against Clark. Lovelace, and he slots it away. That's a good penalty. And Rangers get their one into the net. And all eyes on the young men in the green and white. Now they have to score, or Rangers win the Glasgow Cup.
Yeah, good penalty from Lovelace here. Steps up and takes it quite quickly. So all on Sanello now.
Big penalty for Sanello Litsoza against Lewis Budanauskas. All the Celtic staff and backroom on their toes. Litsoza, big penalty, and he scores. That's a fantastic penalty under the pressure, and Celtic are still alive in this one. It's 3-3 on penalties after 5 rounds.
Yeah, how's your composure there? Unbelievable. I tell you what, it's a wonderful penalty. So it's even now as well, it's maybe players who weren't initially wanting to put their hands up for the first 5 that have to go and step forward now as well.
Well, the captain, Robbie Fraser, the 6th penalty taker for Rangers, against Josh Clark. Captain against goalkeeper, and Clark saves. That is a big miss. The captain misses, but Josh Clark stands tall. He looks cool as a cucumber as well. But Celtic have the chance now to win the Glasgow Cup.
I tell you, it's a really, really poor penalty. Goalkeeper's reaction is excellent. So again, Dylan, chance to go and win the Glasgow Cup for us.
Dylan Corr, not in the starting 11 tonight, but he's got the chance to be the man to win the Glasgow Cup for Celtic, if he can. But he is taking his time, trying to probably calm the pressure right down. Dylan Corr, and he's hit the crossbar. This is unbelievable. And Celtic had the chance, and they've not taken it.
Oh, this is it's unbelievable. It really is. It just shows you how things can swing about as well. Again, fair play to him for stepping up. Another centre half wanting to go and take one of the penalties, but game back on.
Still 3-3 after 6 rounds of penalties. As Willie says, we're now into the uncharted territory of players who didn't want to take a penalty in the first 5. So the nerves will be going through the roof for both sets of players. Josh Clark has done well. He's made 3 saves. He'll be looking to try and make another against Kelsey Ewan. Ewan now, and he saves again. Josh Clark, unbelievable stuff from him.
He's been absolutely different class. That's three down his right hand side and 1 down the middle. Really, really good from the young goalkeeper.
The Irishman denying Rangers. That's a great save, and it's advantage Celtic again. What a game of football. Corey Thompson, instrumental in last week's final for the under-18s. Can he do it again? Thompson, yes! Celtic win the Glasgow Cup, and it's Corey Thompson that scores the goal for Celtic. Look at the delight. They are absolutely buzzing. Celtic win the Glasgow Cup after 3-3 and going to a long penalty shootout, but the hero must be Josh Clark.
Champions again, Dylan. Absolutely brilliant. I know Big Mick maybe doesn't look the happiest here, but I'm pretty sure inside he'll be delighted for the lads. It's you talk about exposing them to different challenges. They go 3-0 up, they get pegged back to 3 each. They're on the verge of losing the cup in the penalties, miss a chance to win it, and then go again. But the young goalkeeper, superb. Fair play to all the boys who want to step up and take that penalty. But we speak about it, winning mentality, superb.
Winning mentality, Celtic Football Club, winning trophies, it's what we do, and they've done it again. I look at the scenes, absolutely brilliant, and to win the Glasgow Cup in Ibrox as well.
It's brilliant, Dylan.
Superb.
You look at it, you see a lot of kind of youth football in Scotland now that they don't play for trophies or anything like that up until the under 18s, maybe sometimes under 16s, so they don't get to savour that, they don't get to go through that enough in their journey. And even from the Rangers players as well, losing a cup final, it hurts, but you use it as an opportunity to go and develop as well. So when you see those players run on there, regardless, they'll probably look back at it and go, second half wasn't of the required standard that they're used to. But I tell you what, they go and they dig in and they get that winning mentality, and it's that feeling of winning. They'll remember that forever.
Well, credit is due to Rangers, of course. At 3-0 down, they could have folded up shop and, went home, who cares? But they got themselves back into the game, albeit through a few mistakes from our side. They didn't, made a real good game of it, and it was a dramatic ending. And Ange Postecoglou in attendance, he certainly watched a cracking game of football.
Yeah, as I say, they will be disappointed in the second half performance, but let's not take it away from the lads. They were excellent in that first half to get the 3-goal lead. And I think if you look at the goals we concede, probably all 3 of them, certainly the first 2 anyway, come from us trying to build the game. So I think when you look back on it and reflect, you look at it and say it's us trying to impose our style of football, and it's not quite come off, but that's the positive you need to go and take out of that for these young players as well.
Well, another day for Celtic Football Club and another trophy. It's coming back to Celtic Park for the first time since 2019, when it was a bit of a dramatic night that night as well at Celtic Park. Robbie Dees, who may just be lining up against Celtic in a few weeks' time in the Scottish Cup final for Inverness Caledonian Thistle, he got the winner that night to bring the trophy home, and obviously wasn't contested for a few years due to COVID and the pandemic. Rangers were the holders. They look gutted, and no doubt about it, they will be. But the trophy's got the green and white ribbons on it, and it's a beautiful trophy as well. Such history about it, and it's coming back to paradise.
Yeah, it is, and it's even watching there. We've got the junior academy kids in the stadium tonight watching that. So we've got 8, 9, 10-year-olds watching guys going and lifting silverware and putting on a decent performance as well. And that's the next batch. So these guys are on here, although they're learning, they're being inspirational or aspirational to our next bunch of kids coming through. We're at Hampden last week as well, Ibrox this week, and that's something that can only really spur our young players on and want to emulate these guys.
And of course, to lift the trophy at Ibrox, Wally, a great feeling for the Celtic players and the young fans in attendance. You can actually just see them in the corner of your screen. They're all lined up to get a view of this. And that, as you say, that winning mentality. Not many clubs, as you say, under 18s, they get the chance. That's when they get the chance to start winning things. But at Celtic, you're taught to win early, and it comes all the way through, and they've done it again, and it's fantastic to see. Yeah,
it is, and it's, especially when we speak to our younger players, it's about having that winning mentality, but the winning part doesn't supersede the development side of it. Then when they start to get to these 18s B team, it's still about that development part of it. It's about bridging that gap for the young players as well, but this is part of their development. Having to grit their teeth, maybe not playing as well as they possibly could have. Certainly that first half they were outstanding, but it's going to be a great feeling for them lifting that trophy as well. Some of them will get the opportunity to go and train and play with the first team. There they are. There's all the junior academy kids there, from the under 7s all the way up to the under 12s, and we'll probably look back at this in 5 years' time, and one of them will be hopefully stepping up to lift that trophy.
Oh, no doubt about it, Wally, and that's great to see. I loved the scenes at Hampden last week. They showed you the shots of the fans, and obviously you've got the girls there as well, taking inspiration. Of course, the women's team live on Celtic TV tomorrow night in a big SWPL match against Glasgow City outside the UK and Ireland. You can get to watch that live on Celtic TV, so why not tune in if you're outside the UK and Ireland and watch. And the referees just collect their medals, Josh Clark though, Willie, superb performance in that penalty shootout.
Outstanding. He made a couple of decent saves during the game as well, although he wasn't tested too much. But was it 4 that he saved?
It was, yeah.
Excellent, and for a young goalkeeper to go and do that gives him a lot of confidence as well. And fair play to the Rangers lads. They at half time I thought they're going to struggle to get back into this game, but they did play really well, and that second period gave us a lot of problems as well.
Yep, nice to see as well the Celtic players applauding the Rangers players. They recognised the challenge that was laying down to them, and a few of the Rangers players applauding them back, so it's great to see that, the respect at that youth level. Fantastic display from them in the second half. They really gave it a good go, but Celtic are the champions, and this time it's the Glasgow Cup they are lifting, and that will be a wonderful feeling when they do so. And I imagine Matthew Anderson will lift the trophy in front of the young Celtic fans in Ibrox watching on.
And it's great again when you look at that starting 11 and the subs that come on. The majority of them have been at the club since they were 7-8 years old. We spoke about it, 14 of the 17 players used last week have been at the club, and it's about trusting the process that the academy's got as well. And the next challenge for these lads is to bridge that gap into the first team and make that leap into there.
But you can already see that, we spoke about it off air, the bridging of the gap.
Yep.
Celtic are aligned all down their youth now in the way they play, and it's even watching the team tonight, they're playing like the first team. It's so exciting to watch.
Yeah, as in what you'll get with young players is that up and down part of it, where it's not going to come off all the time, and that's part of development. That'll be roller coaster, but there was large spells of the game tonight they did well. There's large parts that they'll go away and they'll want to try and work on, but all the hard work throughout the season culminates in this bit here where they can go and get their hands on the silverware.
You know, Adam Brooks, he scored 2 goals in the game, and the second goal, one to talk about. That was a superb finish. Celtic get their medals before they lift the trophy. And the backroom staff applaud. And of course Josh Clark gets his medal. A superb penalty shootout performance, and Matthew Anderson now getting ready to lift the trophy. I think he's going to do it with Josh Clark.
Just make sure he doesn't drop it.
In a sea of blue, Glasgow is green and white. Celtic, the Glasgow Cup winners for 2023. Sensational scenes.
Superb, and just look at that, there's a lot of family members in there as well. It's a great delight to see their young son, their nephew, their grandson out on that pitch holding the trophy up.
And the families, the parents that have made the sacrifice all over the years, Wally, they get to see their children lift a trophy in Ibrox. There's not very many Celtic teams that lift a trophy here in their history, and it's a moment to drink in and enjoy.
Yeah, it's outstanding. It's great to build on the success of the first team. I've showed us recently the under-18s as well, and he's just seen a wee shot of all the academy kids there as well. That's so inspirational for them to look at that and say that's where I want to go, that's what I want to do, and that's a feeling that needs to be with you. Want that winning mentality, but doing it in a way that you go and produce that type of football, and that's the holy grail when you're a coach. If you can get the performance right and then you get the outcome right as well. So absolutely delighted for that young man there as well, who's kind of come through the ranks as well. So brilliant for young Matthew.
If you ever get the chance to meet Matthew Anderson or speak to him, he's so impressive. He's got the professionalism ripping out of him. He's going to go to the very top, I think. And as a captain for Celtic at youth level, he has done what most Celtic captains do, and that's lift trophies.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and it's actually it's a wee mark of him as well. Actually, he's got the goalkeeper involved in that. He recognises how big a part he's just played there. As I said, maybe didn't have loads to do during the game, but does it when it matters as well. And you see Mackenzie in there, some of the young lads, some of the family members as well. That's something they're going to remember forever.
Well, Josh Clark, 4 penalty saves in the shootout. It's not going to be a game he'll forget. If we have a wee look back here at the action in the first half, this was just superb from Matthew Anderson.
Brilliant, does ever so well. And it's even Brooks's movement. He just takes one step backwards, just gets out of the eye line of the Rangers defender. Look at Matty, absolutely brilliant. There's that wee step back, gets himself the yard, great finish.
Brilliant. Celtic, as I said, when they scored the goal, they never stop. Doesn't matter what age they are or who they are, they never stop. And they were in again here. This was brilliant from Vata in the build-up. And this, what a finish from Adam Brooks again.
Yeah, really good. We get round the outside in that one, Dalen, as well. Really good play by Rocco. And again, it's just Brooks's movement. He just goes in, steps back out, comes round the ball, almost uses defender as a little bit of a shield, and that's an absolutely wonderful finish.
Now, we saw the goal of the month competition for April. That might just make the goal of the month for May. We're already spoiled for choice. And then Vata, he made it 3-0 in 36 minutes. A bit fortunate, but it looked like it was plain sailing at this point for Celtic.
Yeah, we do really well. We jump on the sides. Magnus, excellent first time pass into Brooks saying round. Wee bit fortunate, but we go 3-0 up and you're thinking it's kind of cruise control and you just want to see the game through to half time, but then obviously we give away the penalty.
Well, Mitchell Robertson, he went off at half time. He might not have had a bit of an issue, but gave away a penalty, and this just opened the door for Rangers to come back into the game.
Just a wee bit, and that's something that the players will learn from that when you're in the ascendancy so much in a game, that you don't want to give your opponent any sniff. And to be fair to the Rangers team, they were good tonight as well, and you just give them that wee opening. And you just get into the coach's half-time team talk's completely different now because they've managed to get that goal back.
Well, Alex Lowry got one back. Little did we know that we're going to see more penalties at that point. And this was into the second half. And it wasn't the start to the second half that Bosun Lawal nor Celtic would have wanted. Zach Lovelace pouncing on that mistake to make it 3-2. And if Rangers thought they were slightly in it, they were very much in it now.
Yeah, and it was all part of the game plan to press our centre-backs on the outside, force them central to force into that mistake. Well, whether Bosun can open his body a wee bit there or step in with a bit more pace.
And this, at 3-2, it could easily have been 3-3 then. And Rangers might have thinking, if only we did get that, it would have gave us more time to go and get a winner. They would have said, not us, of course.
yeah, and it's a huge miss from the lad.
Lovelace picked up the ball, it was a good turn, and this obviously made it 4-3. Weston keeps it alive, and into the net it went, and this was just before the 90-minute mark, so it was a rough time for Rangers to get their equaliser.
Yeah, and to be fair to the lad Weston, he does really well in the follow-up. He runs across Matthew Anderson. Matthew's kind of rooted to the spot. He stays alive as you'd want your striker to do, and it's a decent finish, and it's just turns the game right in its head.
Oh, Lovelace, he was unlucky with the first effort, but Weston kept it alive, gets the ball under control, fires it into the net, and it was 3-3. And here was the penalty that sealed the Glasgow Cup for Celtic. Corey Thompson, what a finish it was.
That's brilliant, and a young lad as well, a lad that's just come off the 18 season as well, to come on and want to go and take that as well. So I'm absolutely buzzing for him to go and get that winning goal as well.
Fantastic scenes in the end up, absolutely superb. They're all running to Josh Clark in the end, and then Celtic lift the trophy with the blue seats of Ibrox all around them. It was very much green and white. Well, there you have it. Just like the Scottish Youth Cup last week at Hampden Park, the Glasgow Cup is coming back to Celtic Park after a 4-year hiatus. What kept you, the Glasgow Cup? You're back. We hope you enjoyed the coverage on our YouTube channel at Ibrox Stadium as Celtic painted the ground green and white. Bye for now.
the